at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in Oakland, California. It's the Detroit Lions and the Oakland Raiders. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hornung here in Oakland. We have a wet field. The Detroit Lions, Paul, changed quarterbacks a while back, and they've done well.
They sure have. Gary Danielson out of Purdue has really gained respect from the National Football League Detroit Lions. 3 out of the last 4 weeks, he's produced a victory for the Detroit Lions. He is going to be one of the good quarterbacks in this league.
They have a defensive lineman, a rookie, who has 20.5 sacks.
Lindsey, he may be the best defensive lineman in the National Football League right now. 6'6", 265 pounds. They love him. Big Bubba Baker.
And the Oakland Raiders, well, they're just the Oakland Raiders. When you talk about them, you talk about fellas like Stabler and Casper.
And when you talk about Kenny Stabler's folks, there's a lot of criticism been given to Kenny this year. He's got a league-high 23 interception. But believe me, that's the guy you want when you want to put points on the board, especially in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the half or going down to the last 2 minutes of the football game. He is electric. They can score from anywhere. And, of course, Dave Casper, the best tight end in the business.
The Oakland Raiders are on the field. And it's going to be Ray Guy teeing the ball up on the 35-yard line. And here are the officials. Ben Drice, the referee of this crew of Boylston, Glover, McElwee, Javi, Ward, and Millette.
Kane and Calicut will be deep for the Lions. Ray Guy kicking off for the Raiders.
Now you see that's what they call stick 'em, folks. That's Jack Tatum, the free safety for Oakland. He puts it on his ankles. This team, I guess, uses more stick 'em than any team in the National Football League. Freddie Biletnikoff, I guess, is the #1 user of stick 'em in all of pro football.
That's Rick Kane deep along with Ken Calicut to receive the kickoff from Ray Guy. Game time temperature 55.
Beautiful kick.
And it's taken in the end zone, but it will not be run out, as the election of Rick Kane is to take the touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. The offense now, Gary Danielson at quarterback, Dexter Bussey and Horace King, the running backs for the Detroit Lions. Luther Blue, Fred Scott, David Hill are the receivers. The offensive line, Baldeschweiler, Elias, Terry, Bodine, and Oates. 1st and 10 as Gary Danielson brings them up. He is 118 for 211, 56%, 1 touchdown and 7 interceptions. So on the first play, Dexter Bussey tries to lunge up there, and he picks up about 1 yard and maybe 2 out to the 22. Here's the defense now. Matusak, Sistrunk, and Filio is starting. And Hendricks, of course, is a linebacker. And a good one. Monty Johnson, Willie Hall, Phil Filippiano, linebackers for the Oakland Raiders. The deep men are Hayes, Jackson, Phillips, and Tatum. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Detroit Lions at the 22-yard line. Bussey and King are the setbacks. This is Horace King. Stopped just short of the 25-yard line. Gain of 3 yards, and it was John Matusak on the tackle along with Willie Hall.
Oakland will alternate a few defensive linemen in there. Mike McCoy will come in and play nose guard for Otis Sistrunk, but they like to keep fresh linemen in the football game. They will be in a 3-4 defense most of the time. And, Lindsey, we've seen Oakland go into that 4-3 on passing situations, trying to get those big guys to rush the passes.
They have Lawrence Gaines in there now for Horace King. Danielson's waiting for the snap. Danielson has the ball. Penalty mark at the line of scrimmage. Pass is intercepted at the 40-yard line. Picked off by Jack Tatum. And Tatum has run out of bounds. But there is a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage to be checked out.
Jack Tatum playing free safety, just laid back there, Lindsey. He saw Gary Danielson looking to his right, and as good free safeties do, the penalty is against Detroit. It'll cost him a turnover. And here it is again. Let's take a look. Watch the play action now. No blitz. Here comes Ted Hendricks jamming up the outside. Now he will continue on the pass rush. Here comes the pass rush. 72's Matusak makes him hurry the throw. And it was intended for David Hill, but it was right in the arms of Jack Tatum.
The call was illegal motion against the Detroit Lions. It was, of course, declined by the Oakland Raiders, who want the football, and they get it on Tatum's interception. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line of the Detroit Lions. Stabler, the quarterback. Handing it off to Mark Van Egan, his leading rusher. Van Egan stopped just short of the 35-yard line, caught to 36 for 2. Second down and 8. Doug English and John Woodcock made the tackle. Now it's Stabler, Whittington, and Van Egan in the backfield for the Oakland Raiders. Branch, Bradshaw, and Casper. Biletnikoff will begin there from time to time. Shell, Upshaw, Dalby, Marvin, and Lawrence, the offensive line. Second down, 8 yards to go. Oakland at the Detroit 36-yard line. Early in the ball game here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Rather delay to Whittington, and the SMU rookie is down at the 34, but there's a penalty marker thrown in. John Woodcock on the tackle. Holding against the Oakland Raiders. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Oakland Raiders and the National Football League prohibited.
Offensive holding, number 63.
Gene Upshaw, guilty of the infraction, and that puts the ball back at the 46-yard line and makes it second down and 18 yards to go.
Lindsay, the most interesting matchup here this afternoon will be Art Shell, the perennial All-Pro left tackle, 6'5", 275, going against the rookie phenom from Detroit, Al Baker. Baker has 20 and a half sacks credited to him. That's high in the league.
Stabler retreats. Penalty marker's thrown. It's complete to his tight end, Dave Casper. And Casper is struggling inside the 20-yard line. There is a marker on the tackle, Jimmy Allen.
Oh, excellent timing that time on the check out the penalty first. It might be against Detroit here. I see some
Defensive holding, number 59. Decline the penalty.
Charlie Weaver.
Watch the beautiful timing on this pass. Now, he gets rushed here, but he knows Dave Casper is doing a square out. Right here, you see him throw the football before Dave Casper made his break. He was covered by Weaver. He was also held by Weaver back about the line of scrimmage. First down, Oakland.
That was the 41st catch of the year for Dave Casper, who leads the tight ends in the National Football League. He's out just for the moment now. Raymond Chester's in. First and 10 for Oakland at the 20-yard line of the Detroit Lions. Let's leave this one on the ground, and it is Arthur Whittington jitterbugging his way up to the 17-yard line. Woodcock coming and make the tackle, along with Paul Newmouth. Here's the defensive line now. Purifoy, Woodcock, English, and Baker. That's for the Detroit Lions. Newmouth, O'Neill, and Weaver are the linebackers. And Williams, Bradley, Burns, and Allen are deep.
There's John Madden on the sidelines talking to his assistant coaches up in the box.
Second and 7 at the 17. Van Egan and Whittington are the setback. Across and back. Baker. Penalty markers thrown.
Let's see if Art Shell moved.
Might have, as Baker made his move, but
well, if he doesn't come in contact with any offensive lineman, he has the opportunity to get back before the ball is snapped.
Start offense, number 63.
It's Upshaw.
Upshaw, right. That'll make it second down and 12 as the ball moves back to the 22-yard line. There is no score. We're early in the ball game. The lights are on here in Oakland, California. We had rain all morning long. Bradshaw in a wide right. Cliff Branch in a wide left. Whittington. Penalty marker is thrown. We've had a lot of penalty markers early in this ballgame. Charlie Weaver made the tackle.
Let him play.
Just short of the 15-yard line.
Jimmy Allen's clapping his hands, indicating holding.
Holding against Oakland.
Let's bring you up on a few scores. With 20 seconds to go, Philadelphia leads the New York Giants now 19-17. Cleveland having no trouble with Baltimore. Third quarter, 31-10. Tampa Bay just blowing out Buffalo, 31-10. There it is. That's the final now.
Offense, number 65. 6'5".
It's Mickey Marvin, the right guard, caught for holding.
It is second and 22 now at the 29-yard line. Here's a final. New England Patriots 19, the New York Jets 17.
And they were behind that whole football game, came back in the fourth quarter to win it.
Second down play coming now, second and 22. Well, his intended receiver was on the ground. It was tight end Raymond Chester who was down. He had slipped. We may have a lot of that sort of thing today because it is a wet field. Paul Newmoff and Ed O'Neill covering defensively. 3rd and 22 at the 29.
It's still a lot better footing, I believe, than artificial turf. There's a final. San Diego beat the Minnesota Vikings 13-7.
And that points up what will happen in Denver later today when the Denvers go against the Green Bays.
That gives Green Bay a little breathing room, Lindsey.
It does. As of this moment, pending the outcome of their game, they lead by a half game. 3rd and long. Stabler pumps once and goes long, and it is incomplete. Morris Bradshaw, the man for whom it's intended. Luther Bradley, the number 1 draft choice of the Detroit Lions and former Notre Dame All-American, covering defensively.
A little pressure put on Stabler. He was on the seat of his pants after he released the football. End zone shot from behind the offense. Stabler, of course, he stays in that pocket, folks. He doesn't try to run out of it. One little pump fake, and he throws it out of bounds. Luther Bradley, the number 1 draft choice for the Lions on the coverage.
Ray Guy's in deep punt formation. It's almost a crime to have Ray Guy punt this close. He may kick it out of the stadium.
Oh, the line of scrimmage is the 29-yard line.
He tries to scrib it, and does. Gets it out of bounds, and it's being lined up along the sideline at the 8-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Lions.
21-yard punt. That'll bring his average down, Lindsey. He's 2nd in the league now in punting with the behind David Jennings of New York. Only 0.2 of a point, but he's still the best.
Announcing a whole new breed of Mustang for '79. The turbocharged Mustang from Ford. With the performance of an optional turbocharged engine that took Mustang from 0 to 50 in an average of 7.1 seconds. Precise handling from sports car features and more. Mustang Turbo in 3-door and 2-door models. Capture one at your Ford dealer now.
This is the Kmart 672, Kmart's best car battery. Like another leading premium battery, the 672 is calcium lead constructed. Like one other premium battery, it's truly maintenance-free, completely sealed so you never add water. But the 672 has one other feature you'll find only in Kmart automotive products. The 672, Kmart's best battery, is Kmart priced.
The Detroit Lions have the ball. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line as their quarterback, Gary Danielson from Purdue, brings them up. They move David Hill over to the left side. This is King carrying. Finds some running room as he bursts out to the 14-yard line. Mike McCoy in to make the tackle. Along with Monty Johnson, you'll see Mike McCoy and Otis Sistrunk alternating in there at the nose guard throughout the afternoon.
3rd quarter, Cleveland. The Baltimore has put 7 more on the board. They've cut it to 14. Lindsey, this is the youngest starting offensive team in all of the National Football League. There's not one guy that started today for Detroit has over 5 years experience in the National Football League. And the left side of that offensive line, the center, left guard, and left tackle are rookies.
Horace King. He got it out there to the 18-yard line for 4. It's very close to the first down. They'll take a long look here now. Charles Filyaw made the tackle. He started in place of Dave Browning at the defensive tackle. 1st and 10. He got the first down. Danielson brings him up now. And he is sending Fred Scott far to the right side. This is next to Bessie. Bessie cuts and drives to the 22-yard line. He got 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Mike McCoy came in to make the tackle. Jesse Thompson did not make the trip with the Detroit Lions. He's had an ankle injury. He, of course, was a star at the University of California in Berkeley nearby, but did not make the trip.
And the trip caused some complaints on the part of the Detroit Lions. They were stuck in the airport Friday. They were supposed to come out here to California Friday, work out Saturday. They had to stay out at a motel near the airport, and they had a little malfunction with some of the airplanes, and they came in Saturday morning.
Danielson now, play action, and he is chased out of the pocket. Throws it complete to Dexter Bussey, and Bussey is at the 24-yard line. There's a marker on the field. McCoy made the tackle, and Danielson has a little haberdashery trouble.
The Tusac helping Danielson up. I think it was he who
Clipping.
put the rush on, and they're going to go against the Detroit Lions here. Indication clipping, Linz.
So this will be stepped off against the Lions.
You know, Monty Clark has changed the whole thinking as far as I think the Detroit Lions is concerned. This was always a very loose group. I mean, the players were loose. Not anymore. I think he's got the respect.
Offense, personal foul, clipping, number 38.
That is Lawrence Gaines.
Let's see if we can pick it up. Watch Lawrence Gaines right here coming in. And just hit him in the back.
And that's a no-no. It's second down and 20. At the 12-yard line, no score, 9 minutes, 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Bussey. Well, just stumbling forward, trying to keep his balance, and he got to the 20-yard line. Mike McCoy is the man who undercut him, and Monty Johnson wrapped him up.
Getting back to that one thought I was talking about, Lindsay, I think Monty Clark has changed the idea. He's a strict coach, and he has the attention now of all the Detroit Lions. They know he's very, very serious about the game of football, and I think this is going to be a much more serious type of a football team in the future.
Well, he did something else. He decided if you're going to build, you might as well get to the young folks early, and that's what he did.
Right.
Third and 12. Toomey is in there now defensively for the Oakland Raiders. But again, they leave this one on the ground, and Toomey, but then the tackle, a fumble, and Oakland is recovered. Oakland recovers the fumble. Dexter Bussey carried the ball, and Monty Johnson got it at the 22-yard line.
Monty Johnson comes up with Oakland's second turnover. Here's a little trap play. You see the guard, Homer Elias, on the trap. Now, he has control of the football. He's hit from behind, and you really can't see it from this angle, but he does cough up the football, and Pat Toomey has it.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hey, where you been? Well, it wasn't easy getting tickets for this game.
Hey, Bob.
Teddy, I know exactly what I want. I want the biggest steak you got and a bottle of Lowenbrow.
Steak and Lowenbrow. Dolan, you're a genius.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Here's to the chef.
Here's to the bartender.
I'm John Kelly, a tire engineer, and this is the Firestone 721 radio, a tire we have so much confidence in, we're backing every 721 sold for the rest of this year with this guarantee. If a Firestone 721 becomes unserviceable within 2 years because of defects in workmanship or materials, we'll replace it free. Only road hazard and in-service abuse are excluded. The Firestone 721. We're so confident we guarantee them for 2 full years.
Harold Robbins' bestseller, The Pirate, becomes a powerful television event. Starting Tuesday on CBS, Harold Robbins' The Pirate.
And St. Louis, it is final. St. Louis 27, Washington 17, that's a final.
On Monty Johnson's fumble recovery, first and 10 at the 22 for the Oakland Raiders. Van Egan, Mark Van Egan drove to the 19-yard line. Ed O'Neill, the middle linebacker, in to make the tackle again at 3, makes it second down and 7 yards to go.
Lindsay, with Washington losing, and Dallas is ahead of New Orleans in the third quarter, 21-7. They hold on. I tell you, that's going to set up a Thanksgiving Day match right here on CBS. It's going to be Washington down in Dallas, Thanksgiving Day, and that might be for all the marbles there.
It might very well be. Newhouse has been injured this afternoon for Dallas, a running back. Big part of their attack. It's second down and 7. Now, Stabler is throwing long into the end zone to Branch, incomplete. Luther Bradley covering on the corner.
Well, it's Flag Day here at Oakland Alameda Stadium. Another flag is down, Lindsay. And you see Stabler looking over. Let's check it out. It was on the opposite side of the field where the pass was intended, and it's against Detroit.
We'll get it from Ben Dryth, the referee.
Defense, illegal contact, number 50. First down.
So that was Paul Newmouth. Illegal contact on the receiver. That's the chucking rule. First and 10 at the 14-yard line now. First and 10 for the Oakland Raiders. Van Egan. Penalty marker is thrown. Ed O'Neill and Doug English made the stop. There is a marker.
I hope we're not going to be in for this all afternoon.
We were already in for this all afternoon. Illegal motion is the indication.
Been about 8 penalties already in 6.5 minutes of football.
Offense, illegal motion, number 65.
Mickey Marvin.
Mickey Marvin, the right guard, who was caught earlier for holding. Now, you won't see this too much with a team like Oakland, Lindsay. They're a very experienced offensive line.
First and 15.
Unusual.
All right. Harold Hart is out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
I think he's got the first down, and what a block. Gene Upshaw, the all-pro left guard, put on the cornerback out here. Oh, he just wiped out one of the cornerbacks. That play was set up on a great block. Now, you'll see Gene Upshaw come around to the left. I hope we can get him in the screen because he is what makes this play go right here. A beautiful block against Mike Burns, and Whittington cuts inside for the first down. Finally pushed out of bounds by Jimmy Allen.
First down and goal to go at the 3-yard line. First and goal at the 3, a 16-yard pickup by Hart. And now it is dropped by Hart. Little trouble with a handoff there from Stabler. It got loose. Hart was the man for whom it was intended, and Oakland retains possession. Oakland keeps the football.
And it's a little tricky handoff, a little reverse handoff close to the goal line. A little dangerous. Coughs up the football, and very luckily Oakland's got it back. Right here, I think it was a mix-up in the play, Lindsay. Stabler was looking for the handoff on the other side, turned around, and now the ball is free, and very lucky. They got it back on about the 2 or 3 yard line. Call it the 3.
Picked up at best to put on the play. That's Hart along the sideline now. Stabler rolling and looking and pumping and throwing incomplete. Threw that one away.
He sure did.
And a penalty marker goes down.
And it was a good call, Lindsay, because he definitely was trying to throw the football away. He threw it 6 feet over the intended receiver, if he was a receiver, and he wasn't, Mark Van Egan.
Stabler was sort of hung up on the wall, and he is being escorted back to the field to play.
He could have hesitated about a fraction of a second more. He would have seen number 87 come free in the end zone. And then it was his all-pro tight end, Dave Casper, did get loose in the end zone.
The intentional grounding call has been made against the Oakland Raiders.
Went the other way.
Personal foul, roughing the quarterback, number 52, first down.
How do you like that? Roughing the quarterback is the call.
Roughing the quarterback. He did release the football. Let it roll on, and we can tell you, I don't see too much roughness there.
So it's not a grounding call, it's a roughness call.
It should have been a grounding call. He threw it away on purpose.
And there, he is stacked up right at the goal line.
No signal.
Not in there. Van Egan was stacked up. Mark Van Egan got the call, but did not get in.
John Madden made a trip all the way down to the 20-yard line. Here it is again. Now let's see if his knee hits before he breaks that invisible plane of the goal line. Right here, he starts to go down, and you see his knees did hit. I think it was a good call, Lynn.
Second down, inches to go for the touchdown. Van Egan, touchdown for Oakland. Mark Van Egan took it into the end zone.
Left little doubt about this call. This was just an easy touchdown. And right over the left side again, as Oakland usually does in a key situation. Here it is. He's got Whittington in there to help out, and Egan just barrels over for his 6th touchdown of the year.
It is raining more heavily and more steadily here now in Oakland as Arrow Man is under the conversion.
Got a fourth quarter score. Seattle leads Kansas City by 3, 13-10.
Errolman boots it, and it hits the upright, bounds back, and it's no good. Conversion attempt is no good, and the score is the Oakland Raiders 6 and the Detroit Lions nothing. And we have 7 minutes, 8 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter here in Oakland, California.
Down in Texas, we have a saying. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. So when you see this little Black & Decker 5.5-inch circular saw in your store, don't be fooled. It's smaller and lighter than other saws, so you can handle it easily. But inside, it's pure teeth. The 5.5er from Black & Decker. Small, light, and very tough.
The new Ford Pinto for $79. A new design for a little American workhorse. New up here, new back here, new in here, and it's loaded. Bucket seats, standard. AM radio and electronic ignition, standard. 2.3-liter engine, standard. Electric rear window defroster, standard. Rack and pinion steering, standard. Front disc brakes, standard. At this low price, the spanking new '79 Pinto at your Ford dealer.
It'll be Ray Guy kicking off now. Kane and Calicut are deep to receive the kickoff in the rain here in Oakland for the Detroit Lions. Going to be high and short, and it is taken at the 16-yard line by Kane. And Kane goes out of bounds near the 25-yard line. We're informed that the roughing the passer penalty was against Dave Washington of the Detroit Lions a moment ago. Derek Ramsey forced Kane out of bounds, and Detroit now starts 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They really watch the quarterback. Of course, we've had so many injuries in the last couple of years to the quarterback. Richard Todd went out again today with that shoulder injury, so anytime it's a close call, you're going to see a flag thrown roughing the passer.
Bussey and Gaines are the setbacks. Bussey. Penalty markers thrown. At the 32-yard line, Willie Hall made the stop. And now another appearance in the continuing story of Ben Drive, the referee.
Detroit's option.
He's pulling Danielson up to explain it to him.
You want 1st and 5, or you want 2nd and 4?
Defense offside, number 41. It's 1st down.
Bill Villapiano.
Take
1st and 5 at the 30.
I think he's lined up offsides, Lindsey. His head probably is across that line of scrimmage. That's what he was called for.
King and Bussey are the setbacks. Bussey. John Matusak.
What a hit.
Big John, 6'7", 275.
A blown assignment as far as the Detroit Lions are concerned. He wasn't even touched. Made a good hit. They got 275 pounds. When you don't block a guy like Matusak, those backs are in trouble. Right here. That's Hendricks, the offside linebacker.
Second down and 7 yards to go at the 28. David Hill moving over. Bussey at the 33-yard line. Monty Johnson, a 6-year veteran from Nebraska, brought him down.
Bussey's got an opportunity to get 1,000 yards this year, Lindsey. He'll probably go over 700 yards rushing today. Only needs 16 yards. And he's a fine back out of Texas, Arlington. Good size, 6'1", 195 pounds, good quickness. And both of these backs, as we've seen so many teams in the National Football League, first quarter score of the Packers and head of Denver 3-0 on a Chester Markle field goal. But haven't we seen so many teams throw to their backs? Leading receiver in the league, Minnesota's Ricky Young.
3rd down and 2 yards to go. Danielson on 3rd and 2, slips on the cut, gets up, Phil Villapiano has him, and he is down, trying to struggle to the sticks. He had decided to try to run it for the first down, but he slipped on his cut.
You know, it always seems to me that the tackles made on the quarterback are the most vicious. I don't know why. That's always been the mode in the National Football League. Whenever you see a quarterback in trouble, now watch how Villapiano tackles this guy. Wow! He tries to tear his head off, and then he's just struggling, trying to slam him to the turf. And that's with every quarterback. I guess that's the price of making $200,000-300,000 a year.
And now punt formation, and Tom Sledany, who has averaged 42.6, is back to do the kicking. Neil Colsey is deep. 10 men on the line for the Oakland Raiders. Sledany puts it up. Colsey moves up. Ball hits at the 30. He takes it at the 25. Colsey back to the 30 and stopped at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Oakland Raiders. It was a 40-yard punt by Sledany out of Ohio State. And it was Carl Chandler downfield to make the tackle. We have 4 minutes, 31 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Oakland 6, Detroit nothing.
Introducing a new American road car. The all-new Ford LTD for $79. With more front seat room, more rear seat room, more window area, and more handling ease than last year's LTD. Plus the power of a V8 engine standard. A road car to take you across town or across the country.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
To test drive the all-new LTD on your own roads, see your Ford dealer today.
Give me an Anheuser-Busch Natural Light. Just say natural.
You see, you doesn't have to call it Anheuser-Busch Natural Light, and you doesn't have to call it Anheuser Natural, and you doesn't have to call it Busch Natural. Just say natural.
Johnson's right.
Oh, you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can call me...
For a great tasting light beer, just say natural.
You doesn't have to call me Johnson.
2 naturals, please. Don't ask him his name.
My name? You can call me Ray, or you can call me...
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see highlights of the LA Times 500, plus the world's strongest men competition. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
The distinctive Mr. Otis Sistrunk, toweling off a little bit.
He scares you just looking at him.
Well, there's people who brought the foul weather gear out for a rainy day in Oakland. 1st and 10 now at the 32-yard line. Leave it on the ground. Whittington struggling to try to get to the 35. He got about 3 on the play to make it 2nd and 7. Tony Dakin made the tackle.
Bears, having lost 8 in a row, are trying to put the win on the board. They won their first 3, lost their next 8. They lead Atlanta 13-7, 4th quarter. Dallas, boy, they could tie it up in their division if they can hold on. They probably will.
Stabler retreating. Swanson throws, and it is complete. Penalty marker goes down. Penalty marker goes down as Morris Bradshaw skids along.
Another flag. I hope we got this down in the truck on a replay, because this is what Oakland does better than any pro football team in the business. On their pass patterns, Lindsay, the receivers come back for the football. They're trained that way. It's a rule here, and it is a great, great asset to have. Pick out the penalty first.
Contact. Decline the penalty. That's 1st down.
Here it is again on replay. Now, Morris Bradshaw is lined up to the right. Now, Stabler, as usual, getting the great pass protection, steps up. Now, he has done a little sideline pattern, or even a hook pattern outside, but he came back to the football 5 yards. And this is what Oakland does, I think, better than any team I've ever seen in pro football. Biletnikoff was famous for it.
At the 43-yard line. Charlie Weaver coming to make the tackle along with Al Baker.
And Cleveland, 21-point lead over Baltimore, 4th quarter. Burt Jones did not play in that football game. I think they're going to give him a rest. And a 3-point lead for Seattle over Kansas City, 4th quarter. And the Packers, could they hold on? They'd have a game lead in that NFC Central. And Cincinnati, an early lead, 2nd quarter, shutting out Pittsburgh so far.
Van Egan picked up 1 yard to make it 2nd and 9 at the 44-yard line. Van Egan is carrying, and Van Egan Gets across, very close to the first down as Mike Burns finally brought him down. And take a long look at this one as it is in Detroit territory.
Well, this is what happens when you got such a great left side. They got Casper over there. They've got Shell, a little cross blocking in there. They run to the left more than anything. And Van Egan heading for another 1,000-yard season. 7:49 starting off this football game, as you see right there.
They're bringing the chain out, something you don't see often. They took the ball and spotted it, then looked for the chain. Now they're bringing the ball back to the sideline to measure it where it lay, as it is usually done.
First down.
1st and 10 for the Oakland Raiders. Pickup of 9 yards for Van Egan on the play. Van Egan came into this game today with 749 yards rushing, an average of 4.2 per carry. We're down to 2:47 remaining in the first quarter. Oakland's leading by a score of 6-0. Branch to the left side, Morris Bradshaw to the right side. Whittington to the outside, and he is pulled down at the line of scrimmage by Charlie Weaver.
Weaver, one of the most valuable player the last couple of years on defense for the Detroit Lions, and even the great speed. Weaver's quick also. He's 6'2", not too big, 225, but you saw the quickness there and just containing Arthur Whittington from getting to the outside.
2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Oakland Raiders. Whittington and Van Egan are the setbacks. And it's Van Egan. Van Egan to the 40-yard line. O'Neill and Newmoff brought him down.
Well, he took a good shot, and he also delivered a good hit himself. Van Egan, with the hard running, kept his legs driving, picked up an extra 3. This is good running here. A little draw. Look at the blocking up front. Whittington leading, gets a standoff right here and shoved him down. Watch him push Newmoff back 4 yards, and Newmoff's a good hitter. Or was it Ed O'Neill? Ed O'Neill, number 55. Pat Hayden across the bay has thrown a touchdown pass to Lawrence McCutcheon. The Rams lead it 7-0.
3rd down and 3 yards to go now for Oakland. Stabler. And it's complete for the first down. Gathered in by Raymond Chester, the tight end. Raymond Chester spelling Dave Casper in this ball game here today. Weaver and O'Neill made the stop. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They have the ball at the 27-yard line.
Good action there offensively. Dave Casper, Morris Bradshaw cleared out. Chester came from the weak side to pick up 14 yards in the first down.
Oakland's leading by a score of 6-0. We have 30 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. They are doubling Bradshaw and Bryce to the right side. Dennis Van Egan to the 24-yard line. Al Baker in to make the tackle, the young man who has 20.5 sacks coming into today's game.
There it is, a wipeout on the left side here. Good containment by the Detroit Lion defense on the outside, number 50, and that's Paul Newmoff. Forces it back to the inside as the clock runs down to the end of the first quarter.
And so that's the end of the first quarter here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. And the score is Oakland 6 and Detroit nothing.
This is the new Sonar one-step camera from Polaroid. It sends out inaudible sound waves that bounce off the subject and return in a split second. The lens automatically rotates to precise focus, like this. And this.
Look at all the courts!
If I had to focus, I would have missed that picture. Sharp, instant pictures in minutes. This close, this far, this quick. Polaroid's new one-step's the world's simplest cameras.
Introducing Kmart 672, a powerful new car battery that's completely maintenance-free. Hook the 672 to this electric winch, and it can pull this 44-ton diesel locomotive, the Kmart 672, packed with power to deliver surefire starts. If it can pull this 44-ton locomotive, you better believe it can start your car. Check it out at most Kmart automotive departments across the USA. where quality auto parts are Kmart priced.
I'll have a natural. You know, the term natural is an appropriate simplification for Anheuser-Busch Natural Light.
Sure, because it's simpler.
No, because natural, smooth, clean taste results from natural ingredients and slow natural aging.
You know, you're very observatory.
Here's perfection in the art of brewing, a cultural trait dating back some 8,000 years.
Obliviously, you're a man of extinction and dignity.
Oh, yeah. Hey, mama, have a natural.
Just say natural.
On a rainy day, one takes shelter where he finds it. And as we start the second quarter, this is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning. In the rain, and Oakland, California, second down, 7 yards to go for the Raiders. They have the ball at the 24-yard line of the Detroit Lions, and Oakland's leading by a score of 6-0. Mark Van Egan is the lone setback for Kenny Stabler. Stabler dropping back. Pumps once. Now lost it, and it is taken by Casper. Casper is inside the 10, out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Bruce Rhodes on the tackle, forcing him out.
Beautiful pass by Kenny Stabler. He's reaching down, 15-yard pickup. Casper ran a nice pattern, went up for the football, made a good catch. I tell you, it's beautiful to watch when they give this young man some protection. Stabler knows where his receivers are at all times.
Coming into this game, Stabler had 23 interceptions. His stats this year aren't as good as they have been on some other occasions. There are many people who think that in a tough spot, in a tough football game, they'd as sooner rather have Kenny Stabler running than anybody else. Whittington is carrying. He is upended on the shoulder of Mike Burns out of the University of Southern California.
Well, over the years, I think this team can strike from any distance quicker than any team. Boy, they seem when they get behind by 3 points, they just march up and down the field so quickly, and especially when you give Stabler an opportunity to move his football team when he has to in the last 2 minutes of the game or 2 minutes of the half. Boy, it's something to watch.
Second down and goal to go for the Raiders at the Detroit 7-yard line. Whittington drove inside the 5 to the 3-yard line where it'll be third down and goal. Paul Dumop and Charlie Weaver made the tackle.
As usual, working over that left side. Everybody knows it's coming. I mean, I'm sure Detroit knows that the offense for the left-handed throwing Stabler, even when they run the football, gets right over those two horses on the left, Shell and Upshaw.
This is a 3 tight end alignment as well. And Egan's in the right set, Mark Van Egan. Mark Van Egan, and it is close. Right at the goal line, but no signal. Right at the goal line. It'll be fourth down and inches to go. 4th and inches for the Oakland Raiders as Van Egan did not quite get in.
Van Egan starts off his left side, keeps good balance, cuts back to the right, and is hit by 3 defenders there, just short of the goal line. And Pete Banaszak, I'm sure, has checked in to that Oakland lineup now.
He has. Banaszak is in and Whittington is out. 4th down and they'll go here. Banaszak is the man they like to give it to. Van Egan is in there as well. Van Egan's in the right set, Banaszak in the left. Van Egan, touchdown, Oakland. So the Oakland Raiders took it in.
Upshaw and Shell on the left side again. And Detroit had to know it was coming there. It's just a standoff block, and the fullback does the rest. There they go. It's just man on man. You see the defensive end, Art Shell, he tried to get underneath and submarine him, as they say, and Egan got his head over. Another look. Right off the left side. Pete Banaszak takes care of the middle linebacker, Ed O'Neill, and Van Egan struggles in for his second score this afternoon.
Conversion attempt coming now, and it's Errol Mann in to attempt it. David Humm puts it down. It is booted up, and this time it's good. And so with 12 minutes, 58 seconds remaining to be played in the first half of this game, the Oakland Raiders are leading the Detroit Lions by a score of 13-0.
This fresh egg is going to help us sell this brand new Free Flex shoe from Freeman. Watch. you can do it with any new Freeman Freeflex. See Freeman shoes at fine stores everywhere.
Hey, listen, if you're a mild-mannered soul like me, Dick Butkus, you'll really go for a Ford van, because this baby's built tough. With tough body-on-frame construction, cushioned by rubbered mounts. And Ford's out-front engine design means easy move-around room inside. So Ford's the right game plan, whether you're working it or just going out to play games. Right, Coach?
Right, Dick.
That's my kind of coach.
Ford's got all kinds of vans right now at your Ford dealers.
Ray Guy is taking the ball up on the 35-yard line to kick it off for the Oakland Raiders. And the Detroit Lions have dropped back Rick Kane and Ken Callicutt to receive it. Natural turf here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. The scoring drive there for the Oakland Raiders. Ray Guy, high trajectory kick. Kane at the 13, 15, 20, 25. Ran into his own mat. As a matter of fact, he ran up his back at the 35-yard line. It was Ken Callicutt who was in front of him.
And he had some running room. He only had one man to beat back then. Rick Kane, you can see, is a little disgusted there. A couple of quick scores, Lindsay. Dallas controls New Orleans with 3 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the football game. Staubach scored one. Tony Dorsett scored one. Staubach threw a touchdown pass. It's been all Dallas since the first quarter.
Gary Danielson brings him up. He's got King and Bussey as his running backs, and he is moving over David Hill to the left side.
27-7 Dallas.
Danielson. And it is taken across in Oakland territory at the 45-yard line. A diving catch for Fred Scott from Amherst. Jack Tatum was the defender.
Markers down, and they're walking back.
So it is against the Detroit Lions since the football has been picked up and is being returned. Tatum is engaged in conversation meanwhile. Momentarily, we will hear from Ben Dreith, who has the largest speaking part of the afternoon.
Offensive holding, number 62, 6-2.
That's Lynn Bodine. Ball goes back to the 25-yard line, and it is first down and 20 yards to go. Still King and Bussey for Danielson. Danielson throws a screen left, and it's taken by King. King is out to the 30 and stops at the 33-yard line. Picked up 8 yards on the screen left. Charles Phillips made the tackle. There are the penalties for the afternoon so far, totaling 8.
Seems like more than that. Speaking of more, they're putting a lot of points on the board in Baltimore. It's 38-24 in favor of Cleveland, with 10 minutes still to go in that football game. Calvin Hill has scored 3 touchdowns today for Cleveland.
Second down, 12 yards to go. Danielson throwing and overthrew his intended receiver, who was Luther Blue. 3rd and 12 out to 33.
Danielson
Hayes covered.
It's 2 out of 4 today, as Font shows, but the last 6 games he has really been a consistent quarterback, and that's something I think the Detroit Lions. I always wondered why Greg Landry really didn't make it over the top. When he first came into the league, Lindsay, I thought he was going to be really one of the great quarterbacks in the National Football League, but I don't know why. He's a fine gentleman. He's smart, but something always happened with the Detroit Lion offense. Now it's Gary Danielson's turn to see if he can turn the franchise around.
Danielson. This time it is completed. Taken by Fred Scott. He was trying to get up to the sticks now, and it appears that he's a little bit short. Lester Hayes, the defender.
Freddie Scott runs a good pattern here. It's a little turn-in pattern. He comes back for the football, and he knows just about, he's close to that first down yardage. There it is. Got to get over that yard stripe. Now he has the first down here, and he's going to come back for the football. Now he realizes that he does not have the first down. He must get past the 45-yard line. He struggles. Now watch him put the football up. Not quite. They're going to move it back. Fourth down.
And the punter comes in. Tom Skladany is in to do the punting, and Neil Colsey has dropped back to receive it for the Oakland Raiders. Hits at the 26. There'll be no return, and it is bounding near the 15, and it'll start 1st and 10. The Oakland Raiders at their own 15-yard line. That was a 41-yard punt for Skladany.
Well, it's official.
But there is a penalty marker on the play.
Again. On the punt, one of those interior linemen probably came downfield. It's official now, Lindsey. Dallas has beaten New Orleans 27-7, and that sets up that big Thanksgiving Day game in Dallas, seen right here on CBS. Both teams, the Washington Redskins and Dallas, go into that Thanksgiving Day game with identical records of 8-4.
An eligible man downfield, 31 on a kicking team.
And Calicut.
Only the outside men can go down before the ball is booted. Calicut win in advance, and so he'll come back and do it all over again with a 5-yard penalty having been inflicted. Skladany again in deep punt formation, and Neil Colsey is still deep for the Oakland Raiders.
He's having a good year punting, too. He's averaging over 42 yards. Beauty.
Trajectory kick. Colsey at his 17 to the 20. The Ohio Stater is stopped at the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 now. It was a 44-yard punt for Skladany, and Thompson made the tackle. So with 10:37 left in the first half, 13-0 Oakland.
Surprise! It's me, Ali, up here in Alaska to tell you how motorcraft parts from Ford were tested tough. Motorcraft heavy-duty batteries tough as these were tested in all kinds of nasty weather on 50 cars and trucks from Ford, GM, and Chrysler. After 6 months, not one Motorcraft battery went bad. Motorcraft batteries, they have the stuff. Motorcraft parts are tested tough.
From Miami to Oakland, they're coming to play.
Beer makes it
anybody
good.
need a Schlitz?
There's no debate.
Beer makes it good. Schlitz makes it great.
11 million times a day, America reaches for a Schlitz.
Sorry, I'm late.
Who cares? This might be the best game we ever missed.
When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer. Schlitz makes it great.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Monty Clark is returning to the Bay Area this afternoon. He was formerly the head coach, of course, of the 49ers. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They have the ball at their own 23-yard line. Van Egan. Penalty marker is thrown. Van Egan got to the 27-yard line. Ed O'Neill brought him down, but there is a marker on the play. Holding against the Oakland Raiders. That'll cost them 10.
Let them play.
Offensive holding, number 78.
Archell, John Madden. John Madden has donned a cap here this afternoon against the Elements. A moment ago he was wearing sort of a rain jacket, but he shed that in favor of his usual costume. Oakland's been penalized 6 times for 45 yards. Detroit 5 times for 33 yards so far. 11 penalties in the game. And a slip there for Van Egan. John Woodcock from Hawaii was on the tackle.
Oh, got good penetration that time from his defensive right tackle position. There he is, number 77, John Woodcock.
He's played well for the Detroit Lions this year. Second down and 21 yards to go with the ball back there at the 12-yard line. And his Stabler brings him up, and he's got Morris Bradshaw on a wide right. Branch is on a wide left. Instead it's Whittington carrying, and Whittington cannot get outside Charlie Weaver, and Weaver brings him down.
Solid defense that time by the Lions. Charlie Weaver would not be blocked, and a good tackle on the speedster from SMU. So final now, the Bears have upset Atlanta 13-7. That takes a lot of the wind out of Atlanta's sails. They were hoping for a playoff, and that loss really hurt. Bears breaking an 8-game losing streak.
Third down and 22 at the 11-yard line. And try to sweep to Whittington. Well, it's a one-hand pull down by Ed O'Neill, the middle linebacker from Penn State. And the punting unit's coming on now for the Oakland Raiders.
Across the bay, it's tied up. Rams 7-49ers 7. Paul Hofer scored on a 1-yard run to tie it up for San Francisco.
Ray Guy is in there to do the punting now, and drop back is Fred Scott. Fred Scott there to receive the punt.
Steady rain here in Oakland.
Ray Guy booms it out of there.
Does he?
Scott has it at the 33, 35, fumbles the ball, and at the 32-yard line, Oakland has the ball at the 32.
Average kick for Ray Guy, 53 yards. The last 2 weeks, he's averaged over 50 yards punting. And here he is, he booms one for 53, and it's going to be Oakland's football. John Huddleston.
RCA announces a major improvement in video cassette recording. Introducing SelectaVision 400. Set it today, and for the next 7 days, the 400 remembers the shows you want recorded. It'll turn itself on and off up to 4 times, even change channels. SelectaVision 400, the 4-hour video cassette recorder with the 7-day memory.
Let RCA turn your television into SelectaVision.
Fred, we got a new page 1 here.
Making sure the news gets out is what my job's about. Now it's all behind. Got blue ribbon on my mind. I've got Pabst Blue Ribbon on my mind. More and more lately I find
the premium taste of Pabst. It's a lot to look forward to.
I've got Pabst Blue Ribbon on my mind.
Oakland has the ball now on John Huddleston's recovery of the fumble, and it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Seattle 13, Kansas City 10, and that is the final.
And that pulls their record to 50% on the year. They won 6 and they lost 6.
Expansion teams are building. Van Egan. Mark Van Egan at the 31-yard line, stopped by Al Baker. Hart is in the left set. Kenny Stabler takes it out of the pocket and throws, and it's incomplete. Hart, the intended receiver at the 10-yard line. Charlie Weaver covering 3rd and 9 at the 31. Here's the final. Philadelphia Eagles 19, the New York Giants 17.
Well, they trailed all the way. They must have won it in the last couple of minutes, Lynn.
Raymond Chester checking in there, number 88. Neither team today has made a 3rd down conversion. Usually there's been a penalty on 3rd down.
Been a penalty on 2nd down, and 1st down, and 4th down.
3rd down and 9 yards to go. Branch comes far to the right side. Lone set back, and that's Van Egan. 3 tight end alignment. Stabler. Branch almost caught it lying on the turf. Branch almost caught the ball stretched out on the turf.
He had beaten Walt Williams to the inside. It would have been a completion. And Stabler doesn't like that because Branch would have caught that football easily. Watch this pass protection again. He just slides to his right a little bit. Here he comes on the inside. Now Branch has slipped down. And that would have been a completion had not, he would have kept his balance.
So as Stabler comes off and gets the jacket, Ray Guys in to do the punting. Try to squib this one again. He did it successfully earlier. It's for the corner. And it goes out of bounds. A penalty marker is thrown. The ball is out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Or the 11. But there is a penalty marker, and that is illegal man downfield against Oakland.
And they'll let Ray Guy try to do the same thing again. And there it is. We gave you that final. Chicago 13, Atlanta 7. Breaking an 8-game losing streak for the Bears.
Detroit Lions are interested in
Offense,
anything that happens.
illegal
to the
man
Bears.
downfield on a kicking team, 66. Decline a penalty. That's first down.
That was Steve Sylvester downfield, but it's declined because they're going to take the ball at the 11-yard line.
And you know why? They're just afraid Ray Guy is going to kick it out on the 2-yard line.
And he might.
I tell you, that's what you call respect, Lindsay.
We said the Detroit Lions are interested in anything that happens to the Chicago Bears because they're both in the Central Division of the National Football Conference. 7:22 remaining in the first half here at Oakland, California.
Stanley presents the Cube, a simple solution to a lot of storage problems. It's a Stanley do-it-yourself project that's easy to do when you use Stanley tools to help you do it right, like the Stanley Surfform for smoothing edges. In no time, you'll be building bedroom cubes, kitchen cubes, bathroom cubes, a cube system for your stereo system, sleeping cubes, sewing cubes, working cubes, playing cubes. The Cube, a do-it and do it and do-it-yourself project from Stanley, the do-it-yourself company.
Stanley, we want to help you do things right.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me in one magnificent flying machine, the 79 Thunderbird. I love its luxurious cockpit. Fly with a V8 engine.
Power steering and power brakes, all standard. Glide in great style with wrap-over roof and opera windows at a down-to-earth sticker price.
79 Thunderbird. What a way to fly at your Ford dealers.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
There are the turnovers in the ball game thus far. Monty Clark along the sideline. His Lions have the ball first and 10, just short of the 11-yard line. Danielson is quarterback. And the struggle is on for King as he gets out there to the 14. Otis Sistrunk and Ted Hendricks made the tackle. Gain of 3 yards on the play. Will make it second down and 7 yards to go.
Now you're watching what I think is probably one of the best outside linebackers that ever played the game, Ted Hendricks. And when you talk about outside linebackers, you got to put Robert Brazil from Houston in there. And if you're really going to think about a dream linebacker core, you put Butkus in the middle, Brazil, and Hendricks on the outside. You'd have a team, wouldn't you?
Danielson now pumps it over the middle, and it is complete. Taken by David Hill. And a marker goes down.
Late hit, maybe?
I think it might be. It's a late flag in any case.
They got a good tight end themselves, Detroit. We always talk so much about Dave Casper. Put another 15 yards on that late hit. But David Hill, his third year from Texas A&I, has got good deep moves, got good speed.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 58. First down.
That's Monty Johnson, the inside linebacker. Here you see it. He'll complete it to Hill. Comes the wrap on the head right there. Number 58, Monty Johnson.
First and 10 now for the Detroit Lions. At the 35, a final score. Cleveland 45.
24.
Baltimore 24. It went away.
Reverse.
Fred Scott carrying around. breaks the tackle, and Scott continues on into Oakland territory. And he is at the 29-yard line.
Oh, a good move by Freddie Scott. Good play action. Of course, you got a defense that reacts so much. I really don't know why teams don't try more of these plays, Lindsey, because they are successful. And when they are successful, they go for big yardage. This one went for 36 yards for Freddie Scott. Now he makes a good play right here. He's hit by Monty Johnson, keeps his feet, breaks the tackle, and then goes on and gets inside the 30-yard line. 36 big ones.
First and 10, Detroit Lions at the Oakland 29-yard line. Anderson. And he's filled for a big loss. Ted Hendricks got there, along with Charles Fillion.
Watch Hendricks. He's almost plays a half linebacker, half defensive end in these situations. They love to blitz with him. And he gets the sack. Danielson had no shot.
Loss of 13 yards makes it 2nd and 23 at the 42-yard line now. 5 minutes, 32 seconds left to play in the first half, and Oakland is leading 13-0. 5 defensive backs in there on this alignment for the Oakland Raiders. Anticipation of Danielson's pass. And taken by Scott. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Freddie Scott took it in. Danielson with the 42-yard touchdown pass.
That's his 11th touchdown pass on the year. Tatum and Jackson back on the coverage. They slip. There's a
penalty marker on the play.
A flag back at the 45-yard line.
Penalty, and it is against the Detroit. I beg your pardon. It is against Oakland.
There's Freddie Scott going in on the end of that 42-yard pass. They had an Oakland defender fall down. Now, Oakland wants an explanation. That's Matuzak.
Roughing the passer was the indication. Decline.
So it's going to be
John Madden wants an explanation as well.
So the touchdown counts. Well, he was wide open on the left side. They had one of the defenders back there. I think it was Monty Jackson, slipped down.
Ricardo is in to attempt a conversion. Danielson will hold for it. Ricardo's kick is good. So the Detroit Lions are on the scoreboard. And with 5 minutes, 7 seconds remaining to be played in the first half, it is now the Oakland Raiders 13, the Detroit Lions 7, and it's raining harder than it was a moment ago. Well, as Paul Hornung has pointed out, there'll be big doings here on CBS Thanksgiving morning. 3 hours of parade from 5 cities.
Moscow Circus, the Calgary Stampede, and then the International Women's Gymnastics at Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I think there's so many things right there, the whole family. You can pick out something they love there.
Detroit now has managed to post something on the scoreboard, and they trail by 6 points with Oakland having missed the first conversion attempt.
And that's an important point, Lindsey, because I was a kicker, and I've missed some extra points. And when you get into a football game like this, when you're a kicker and you've missed an extra point, he's thinking right now, Earl Mann is thinking, and especially since he, having played at Detroit, boy, I hope it doesn't come down to that extra point causing us to lose a football game. I'm sure that thought's going through his mind right now.
Vinny Ricardo has teed the ball up on the 50 because this is the penalty for roughing the passer on the touchdown that's being assessed on the ensuing kickoff. It is being explained over there by Ben Dryth. Hart is back there, along with Whittington. Vinny Ricardo puts it up, and it is taken at the 3-yard line, and it is returned by Whittington to the 10 to the 15. To Hart, I beg your pardon. Hart has returned it to the 21-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Oakland as Harold Hart returned it, and he was stopped by Bill Gay.
And across the bay, the Rams have taken a 7-point lead over San Francisco. John Cappelletti, a 1-yard run. It's now the Rams 14, the 49ers 7.
Paul, I know you've been in town today, too. You've been able to move around the Bay Area a little bit, haven't you?
This is a great city. You know me, I'm here early when we got a game on the coast.
I never want to leave. First and 10 at the 21. Stabler fumble. Stabler dropping back, fumbled the ball. Mark Van Eegen got on it. Van Egen's got it there. Back at the 19, a loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12 yards to go. Four minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the first half.
Van Egen's 28 yards on 12 carries here in the first half.
Stabler. And he slipped as he was being chased out. Purefoy was there, along with Woodcock.
On most occasions, they're double teaming the big rookie. You see him, number 60 right there. That's Al Bubba Baker. And both Gene Upshaw and Art Shell double teamed him that time. Now, the Lions defensive unit leads the NFL with 40 sacks. And that young man there, Baker, has 20 and 1/2 sacks. Credit to his side.
Look at 3rd and 22 back at the 9-yard line. 3rd and long. Harold Hart and Mark Van Eegen are the setback. Stabler to Hart. Hart's at the 8, and he is pinned. Cannot get away from Luther Bradley. Luther Bradley, the cornerback on the right side. So the punting unit comes in, and Guy will lead them on.
Good tackle that time by the number 1 draft choice out of Notre Dame. And this should give the Detroit Lions very good field position with about 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. There you see Baker. I don't know, you wouldn't call him walking off at 6'6", 265 pounds. I'll tell you one thing, those offensive linemen, the next year's in the National Football League, I bet they hope he doesn't grow any. He's only 21 years old.
Ray Guy back there in the end zone. Freddie Scott is back deep. Luther Blue is upfield about 10 yards in front of him in tandem. Guy booms it. Freddie Scott
Look at that.
His 35. Got it to 40, 45, 50. Detroit has excellent field position now at the 50-yard line. A 55-yard punt for Ray Guy, and for him, that's not unusual.
He is invaluable, folks.
Well, of course, we'll be coming up to week number 13 in the NFL next week, and you'll see Los Angeles against Cleveland, New Orleans against Atlanta, the Giants against Buffalo.
And then the NFL regional game, Minnesota against Green Bay, Philadelphia against St. Louis, and Tampa Bay goes against the Bears. That's next Sunday right here on CBS.
First and 10 for the Lions. They have the ball at the 50-yard line. Hussey dove inside the 45-yard line. Picked up 5 to make it second down and 5 yards to go. Willie Hall came up to make the tackle. 6-year veteran from Southern Cal. Now King has come back into the ball game. Here are the penalties now so far. 5 against Detroit, 8 against Oakland, 13 all told. And we are in the first half. Luther Blue is the man for whom it was intended. Luther Blue is the man for whom it was intended. Freddie Scott was down the left sideline, but he was covered. Phillips and Tatum covering up the middle on the intended receiver. 3rd and 5.
Danielson gets good pass blocking this time. Got a little time to throw the football. Almost trap blocking for the pass protection. And Horace King, you see, come right at the bottom left of your screen. He went back to tell Danielson, I was open. Did you hear me holler? And they had a little conversation going on, so you might look for one of those backs to delay.
We're going to get a dry ball in play here. Clock is stopped just for the moment at 2:14 as we approach the automatic timeout at 2 minutes, the 2-minute warning. Third and 5 coming.
I was going to say, Lindsey, rain is picked up. I don't know if you can see it on your TV screens at home, but it's a nice, steady rain here.
Danielson. And it is taken by David Hill. He is out of bounds at the 30-yard line. First and 10. Charles Phillips, the defender.
And I tell you, Phillips and Willie Hall knocked each other off that time on the pass coverage. And it looked as if there was a pretty good block throw, and they knocked each other down and enabled Hill to just, was wide open. 15 yards.
Keep in mind now that the differential is 6 points. 2:08 on the clock. Oakland 13, Detroit 7. There's the blue in motion across. Leave it on the ground.
We're going to go down to the 2-minute timeout.
Charles Phillips coming in to make the tackle there, along with Monty Johnson. As Bussey moved it to the 26-yard line, and there is the 2-minute warning. And Oakland is leading by a score of 13-7. Detroit in possession of football with 2 minutes to play in the half.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find this near your home.
Oh, hi, it's me again, posting and pasting more posters. This time it's for the first annual Delco battery sale. AC Delco is making it possible for you to buy a Freedom battery at a special sale price.
Thanks, Delco.
Wherever you see this poster, look for it in your neighborhood for a great price on a battery you can trust. Thanks, Delco. Well, you'll be saying thanks, Delco, too.
Hey, Skinny!
Hey, Freddie, you made it back for the class reunion.
I wouldn't miss seeing the old gang, man. Hey, you want to fill her up?
Sure, 76 unleaded.
In my car?
76 unleaded's got spirit. It's the cleaner air gasoline for most cars that run on regular.
You're the boss.
Hey, Billy, meet Freddie Ray, an old high school buddy.
Hey, so you work with Skinny.
Skinny?
Go with the spirit of 76.
Halftime.
We have 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first half. This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in Oakland, and the Raiders are leading by a score of 13-7 over the Detroit Lions, who have the ball 2nd and 6. They have it at the Oakland 26-yard line. Crowd is coming alive here now. Danielson quarterbacking the Detroit Lions. They leave this one on the ground. Struggle it up there for a couple of yards as Matusak and Filipiano came in to make the tackle.
Horace King straight ahead for a couple.
It'll be 3rd down and 4 yards to go at the 24.
And a game I'm sure Oakland is very much interested in. Of course, not right now, but after this football game, they're going to want to know what happened to Denver. And at halftime, the Packers lead Denver 3-0.
Danielson waits. Quick opener that time to Rick Kane. Rick Kane to the 21-yard line. Mike McCoy along with Filipiano on the tackle. And they're taking a long look at the possible first down. It's very close. They'll bring out the chain to measure now as the ball is outside the 20-yard line.
Looks like they're going to be a little bit short, Lindsey, and Detroit still has their full complement of 3 timeout remaining. 3 times out remain. How do you say that, Lindsey?
Just a little short, and it's 4th down coming up.
3 timeout remaining.
You can get away calling it times out and timeouts either way. The purists say times out.
Times out, all right.
Sports people say timeout.
All right.
Pittsburgh leading Cincinnati by a score 7-6 at halftime. Detroit's going for it now. 4th down and less than a yard to go. 4th and less than a yard. They've got Kane in the right set, and they've got Bussey in the left set.
All they have to do is quarterback sneak. There's not a man head up the center. He'd make it easy if it's a sneak.
And he does, and he does. 1st and 10.
That could have been an automatic, Lindsey, or something they picked up in the films. On short yardage situations, if you do not put a man head up the center, the quarterback, all he does is tap the fanny of the center. It's just automatic between him and the center, and they just go right ahead with the little sneak. See, there's not a man head up the center, and the center's Larry Terry, so he just goes forward, picks out the left or the right side. They double team there, and he's going to get a yard or two.
And he gets the first down at the 20, and the Detroit Lions have used a timeout. CBS Sports Spectacular coming up next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific. Leading off with highlights of the Los Angeles Times 500.
And it's Cale Yarborough, and what a year he's had. He's attempting to win the final event of the year. He's already claimed his third consecutive NASCAR title.
And then the world's strongest men in this event is the wrist pull.
And Lindsay and I both are not in that one, folks.
Not even combined. And it's all on CBS, the Sports Spec, next Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. When play is resumed, the Detroit Lions will have the ball. They'll have it first down and 10 yards to go at the Oakland 20. And Oakland's leading by a score of 13-7.
Well, they're going to have to put the ball up in the air now, Lindsay. They've been running the ball in the last 30, 40 seconds. But they did it because they knew they had an advantage with the 2-minute clock. They still had 3 timeouts remaining. So now they're going to have to put the football up. They're not going to run it in from the 30.
Well, across the bay at half, it is Los Angeles 14 and San Francisco 49-7. Rams leading by 7 over the 49ers. Also at the end of the half, Green Bay is leading Denver by a score of 3-0. Luther Blue goes far to the right side. Now Danielson. And he gets it. And it is taken. And it's at the 1-yard line. David Hill at the 1. And timeout is being called. David Hill took it to the 1. Jack Tatum made the tackle.
19-yard pickup. Hill scored 3 touchdowns. Now watch him. Inside release. He goes outside of Ted Hendricks. He's going to cut to his left. Good pass protection by the Lions' offensive young line. And now right here, Hill has got a man-to-man struggle with Jack Tatum. And he's going to come up short at the 1-yard line. They take a timeout. They've got 1 left.
You see the clock in set. 29 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. But the Detroit Lions have it first down and goal to go at the 1-yard line. Oakland is leading by a score of 13-7. Well, we were talking about things that happen on Thanksgiving, and there are always big football games on Thanksgiving. Do you remember the great series in Detroit? The Thursday morning games between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions?
Do I remember them? I remember my head being handed back to me a couple of times by Joe Schmidt and Roger Brown and Alex Karras.
Really was a great series. I remember being there one time, and the late Harry Wismer was to announce the game, and Harry got there only minutes before kickoff because he got on the wrong side of the parade, and he couldn't get through the parade to get to the ball game, which is a hazard you have to plan for.
We're going to have a parade, I guess, on CBS Thanksgiving
Absolutely. All sorts of parades on CBS on Thanksgiving.
The big parade I'm going to be interested in is down in Dallas, right here at CBS, both teams 8-4.
All right, here we go. First and goal at the 1-yard line. Up and over, touchdown. Touchdown for the Detroit Lions. King took it in. Horace King went up and over. Spikes it in the end zone. And the score is tied now with a conversion attempt coming for the Lions.
Well, we got ourselves a dandy here in Oakland. Oakland jumping off to a 13-0 lead. And the Detroit Lions have fought back here in the second quarter. Now they've tied it up with the extra point coming. Just zone blocking up front. And look at the explosion of Horace King to go in. That's his third touchdown on the year, Lindsay. It's knotted up at 13 with Ricardo trying to put Detroit in front by 1.
Danielson holding. Waits for the snap. He puts it down. Ricardo boots it up. And it's good. And the Detroit Lions are out in front. As the conversion attempt is good, the Detroit Lions go out in front of the ball game with 26 seconds left in the half. The Lions 14 and Oakland 13.
And Lindsay, that little point I was talking about, Earl Mann sitting on the bench when it was 13-7. He missed that extra point. Boy, it sure looms big right now.
Well, on Thanksgiving Day, keep in mind the ball game Paul's been talking about, Washington versus Dallas at 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
And whoever wins that will take a 1-game lead in the Eastern Division.
And all the action begins with the NFL Today show with Brent Musburger, Jane Kennedy, and Herb Krotz.
And don't forget, folks, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're 7-5 now. They're only a game behind in that division, so that's a Lulu. And what a Lulu of a game that'll be.
Ricardo's teeing it up on the 35. He's doing the kicking off today for the Detroit Lions, and Hart is dropped back along with Whittington to receive it for the Oakland Raiders.
Ricardo kicking off with Hart. Whittington deep.
Well, he skidded on the kick, and it is fielded at the 26-yard line and dropped, and now returned to the 30-35. And finally, at the 49-yard line, Derek Ramsey goes out of bounds. Derek Ramsey, a tight end, returned the kickoff.
He was a quarterback. He was a quarterback at the University of Kentucky, and a good running quarterback. Now watch Ricardo. He'll slip. Watch the left foot right there. He slipped. He didn't get a good piece of the football. And here's the special teams. And what happens? Ramsey created his own hole by fumbling. By the time he picked it up, he just looked up and he saw a good hole. So right now, and this is what I was talking about earlier, who would you want? Of course, there's only 20 seconds on the clock, but watch Stabler. He'll go for one to get him in field goal position.
Stabler going, and it's complete. Taken by Morris Bradshaw. Bradshaw is out of bounds at the 37-yard line. First and 10, 13 seconds left to play in the first half.
They picked up 16 yards, and they're going to take a timeout. Stabler wants to come over and talk it over. John Madden waiting for him at the 45-yard line right there. And they've got time, Lindsay, to get in field goal position. They've got 13 seconds. Any kind of a completion, a quick timeout. And Errol Mann will come in.
And meanwhile, on the other side of the field, the Detroit Lions talk over with their middle linebacker, Ed O'Neill, their defensive maneuvers in this particular situation. "13 seconds, and the clock starts when the ball is snapped."
This is what gives coaches gray hairs. Look at Monty Clark. He's very disappointed. He only had a few seconds remaining in the half. And here's his kicker. He loses his balance, falls down, makes a sharp kick, and they return it about 18 yards. And right away, with maybe another completion, they've got a shot. Oakland's got a shot to take a 2-point lead in at halftime.
Detroit is leading right now by a score of 14-13. Here come the Raiders, first and 10 at the Detroit 37-yard line. And Egan's the lone setback. Now the ball is fumbled. It is fumble recovered by Detroit at the 37-yard line. Stabler fumbled, Detroit recovered. Looks like Woodcock is down there.
I think he's got the football.
And it is Woodcock. He's got the football, and the call is Detroit first and 10. 9 seconds on the clock.
Number 50, Dave Dalby, the center. Woodcock's right on top. Stabler never got the handoff, and he says, whoops, look what I found. Woodcock's got it back for Detroit. Now let's see if they throw the bomb, Lindsay. They've got 9 seconds to go. They've got 1 timeout remaining. Anything can happen, an interference call. Oh, let's see if they play it close to the vest and just run it out.
Well, they have a 1-point lead, and I'm sure on a rainy day in Oakland, they're glad to have that at this moment. Clock starts again on the snap.
I would throw it if I was the coach.
Well, they got triple receivers far to the right side, and they're going to throw it. In the bunch.
I like it.
Way up. And it's incomplete. Batted down, 3 seconds left. It was Lester Hayes there.
They had 3 receivers over there, and they're all bunched up, Lindsay. And with that new rule, you can double touch it on offense and catch it. There's the 3 receivers going downfield. Good shot from the truck. And all he's doing is just throwing it up, a home run. Now it's a fight for the football right here. And, of course, if there's interference, the play stays right there, and it goes first and 10. It's incomplete. There was a flag down. Detroit was penalized 5.
Illegal motion on the play. Illegal motion makes it first and 15 as the ball moves back to the 32-yard line.
Atlanta won a game last week in a similar play.
1978 version of the alley-oop. It's first and 15. And now Danielson hits the deck, and the gun sounds, and time has run out. And that's the end of the first half here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in Oakland, with the score Detroit 14 and Oakland 13.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield plans present An American Tragedy. Nothing is so useful as the car, but many Americans misuse it. Blue Cross and Blue Shield plans are working to hold the cost of health care down. So stay fit. Walk when you don't need to drive. Together, we can keep the cost of health care from being driven even higher.
No doubt about it. When you say Budweiser, you've said it all.
Extra, extra. Read all about me. New Mobile Super Unleaded Gasoline.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, I got higher octane.
It's in all the papers, boss.
I mean, I fight NOx. I fight pings. And I'm so great, I'm also replacing Mobile Premium. Paper, sir? Extra, extra. Read all about me.
Mobile Super Unleaded Gasoline.
Thanksgiving 1974, Dallas's Mad Bomber Clint Longley relieves injured Roger Staubach, and the Cowboys explode to a 24-23 come from behind win over Washington. You saw it on CBS Sports. Thanksgiving Day at 3:30 Eastern, CBS Sports presents Cowboys and Indians 1978 as the Washington Redskins do battle with the Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys in an NFC East showdown. The Cowboys will be gunning to avenge a 9-5 loss to the Redskins earlier this season. That's the Redskins and Cowboys Thanksgiving Day. You'll say... You saw it on CBS Sports.
It's halftime here in Oakland. As some of you may have heard, there's been an incident in Guyana in which an American correspondent and several newsmen have been killed. We have a special report from CBS News correspondent Ed Bradley.
This is a CBS News special report. The dead are Congressman Leo Ryan, Democrat from California, NBC reporter Don Harris, NBC cameraman Robert Brown, San Francisco Examiner photographer Gregory Robinson, and a woman who has not been identified pending the notification of relatives. 8 other persons were wounded, 5 of them seriously. It was an ambush at sundown last night at a small jungle airstrip in the former British colony of Guyana. Ryan and his party went to Guyana on Friday to investigate alleged abuses at the Jonestown headquarters of a controversial religious sect called People's Temple. They had spent the night at Jonestown and were about to aboard chartered aircraft to return with some unhappy settlers when they were ambushed, perhaps by someone among the settlers. The founder of the sect is Jim Jones, a former housing authority official in San Francisco. State Department spokesman Tom Reston held a briefing in Washington this afternoon and confirmed the news of the ambush. And he said the group had been warned before setting out.
I will say that the State Department urged caution upon Congressman Ryan, and we did, in a logistical sense, indicate to him the logistical difficulties of taking a large entourage of people into so remote an area of Guyana. So we made him aware of lack of fuel supplies, lack of vehicles, difficulty of communication, that sort of thing.
Whatever the State Department may have felt about the dangers of the trip, the Congressman's mother, Mrs. Autumn Ryan, felt otherwise.
He had no idea that this was hyper dangerous, for goodness sake. The group was entirely unarmed. And the shooting down of the 5 people who have died was surely unwarranted in any way. There was no justification in my mind, and it seems to me to be a great waste of potential ability.
A spokesman for the People's Temple sect, still in California, has disavowed any participation in the violence in Guyana. An Air Force transport plane has taken the seriously wounded to a hospital at Ramey Air Force Base in Puerto Rico. The less seriously wounded are due at Andrews Air Force Base outside Washington later tonight. Ed Bradley, CBS News, New York. This has been a CBS News special report.
We'll return to the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum after this word from your local station.
Sunday on Dallas.
I'm pregnant. You may not be the father of our baby.
You tell me. Dallas, Sunday at 10, 9 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger. You're not going to believe what happened with the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. The Eagles win the game, 19-17, and Jane, it all came down to one play. All Pisarcik has got to do is cover up here, and what happened?
The Giants had the ball on the 28-yard line with 30 seconds left in the game. It was 2nd and 13, and he fumbled the ball, Brent. And number 46, Herman Edward, runs it in for Philadelphia. They win it, like you said, 19-17. Here he couldn't quite get a hold of the snap, and like you said, all he really had to do was just fall on the ball, and he would have had it.
Now, after the winning touchdown is scored, take a look at the contrast. Is Dick Vermeil happy? He's back in the playoff hunt. Way to go.
Yeah, but on the other side of the field, you have John
McVay, because look at what happened, folks. Redskins upset by St. Louis, 27-17. Skins and Dallas are now tied. What an afternoon Thursday's going to be. Buffalo can't win on natural grass, Jimmy the Greek says. He's right. 31-10, the Bucks roll. They are now 5-7. New England 19, the Jets 17. The Jets miss a 35-yard chip shot with time running out. Their record 6-6. The Patriots now 9-3. San Diego upsets Minnesota in the snow and cold. Who says kids from Southern California can't win in Bloomington late in bad weather condition? Chicago wins for the first time in 9 weeks. Atlanta's record 7-5. They're still looking for a playoff shot. New Orleans drubbed by Dallas. A fight breaks out involving Tony Dorsett, and then the Cowboys go wild. 27-7 the final there. And look at what Cleveland did to Baltimore. Colts playing without Burt Jones, and they lose for the 7th time. The Browns are now dead even at 6-6. Seattle 13, Kansas City 10. The Seahawks 6-6 on the year, and KC 2-10. Now the game's still working. The one you're watching, of course, Detroit leading Oakland by a point. How about the job Monty Clark has done here the second half of the year with the Lions? Green Bay losing to Denver 7-3. That game is in the third quarter. Los Angeles and San Francisco 14-7 in the third quarter. The Rams lead the 49ers. They are just underway. Cincinnati kicks 2 field goals, and Pittsburgh leads there by a score of 7-6 in the third. You talk about action that we have had around the league. Let's check in Soldier Field in Chicago. As I told you, the Bears had lost for the last 8 times. Here's Bartkowski. He got the Falcons on the board with this strike. Jim Mitchell. First TD for Mitchell since 1975. Blocked punt coming up by the Bears here on the special team. John James can't get it off as Beck blocks it. And Jerry Myers recovers for the Bears. Avellini had to replace the injured Phipps. Harper took the handoff, pulled his way down to the 2-yard line. And from there, you know who. Sweetness. Walter Payton over the top. It was 10-7 Bears. Indeed, the Bears get hungry after that long losing streak. Falcons cough it up again. This time it's Hartenstein as the Bear defense finally turns in a decent performance after being horrible the last 2 months. Here they are again. Bartkowski can't get it off. Under pressure, fires, time runs out. And we've got an upset in that game. All right, I told you about the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. Let's check in on the incident that triggered this game. Now, remember, on Thursday on CBS, it'll be Washington against Dallas. But first, watch Dorsett on the sweep. Power block, getting to the outside. Chapman, face guard penalty. Don't do that in front of Tony's friends. He gets a little help over there. And you got to wonder how Chapman is tonight after that, folks, because then the Cowboys really came alive. Watch Tony Dorsett in the next sequence. You will see he was not hurt. He gets a touchdown on the handoff from Staubach. Tied at 7. Now the next sequence, Staubach hits Dorsett, and he celebrates here, but he didn't quite hook the end zone. Don't hurt yourself. He's okay, though. He came back. He's now over 1,000 yards. This is a 58-yard run by TD. So whatever was bothering him early in the season, folks, ain't bothering him no longer. And he turns it loose, and we'll see him Thursday against Washington in the battle for the NFC. What a game here in New York in Shea Stadium.
Big one, but the Jets couldn't pull it off, Bet. The New England Patriots came in today and knocked off the Jets 19-17, and we had, a last quarter field goal. Of course, it's made the difference in the ball game. Steve Grogan in the first quarter goes to his wide receiver and overthrows here as Burgess Owens picks off the ball around the 49-yard line or so and scoots upfield. It looks like he's going to break free, but he's finally brought down by the man who threw the ball, Steve Grogan, at the 1-yard line. Grogan in the fourth quarter now, this time goes to the air again, hits Stanley Morgan. He goes down to the 19-yard line, which sets up a scoring opportunity for the running back, number 23, Horace Ivory. Watch him scoot off his right end here as he goes around that corner, goes in, and New England takes a 16-10 lead in the fourth quarter. Matt Robinson, the quarterback here, substituting for the injured Richard Todd, goes high with a bomb here. The number 85, Wesley Walker, he goes in, and the Jets take a 17-16 lead. New England hit a field goal, and then with 31 seconds left to go, Pat Leahy misses a 33-yard field goal, and New England winds up winning at 19-17. Can you believe it?
I can't believe the next sequence I'm about to show you either. Weather conditions in Bloomington, Minnesota. Just ideal for those fellas from Southern California to come in and lose. That's the kind of day it was for the San Diego Chargers. Let's get out of here and go home, they say. And Tarkenton hits the former Charger, Ricky Young. TD Vikes. Chargers can't play in this weather. They cough it up. Loose ball. Vikes, no, hold on. No, out of the end zone. That's a touchback. Put it on the 20. I told you they can't play. Look at this. Stumbling, falling down. Folks, that's a winning touchdown. 13-7 San Diego. Jefferson took it from Fouts. What a day. All right, let's send you back now to Lindsey Nelson.
It's halftime here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum with the score, the Detroit Lions 14 and the Oakland Raiders 13.
Oh. Opticians. Let's see now.
There's a lot more information in the yellow pages than meets the eye.
Glasses repaired in 1 hour.
You'll see just how fast you can get just about anything fixed. When you need to know who, what, where, when, and why, let your fingers do the walking through the Bell System yellow pages.
Through our old underground friend, Chevron's come to know many of his friends, like coal, his crusty cousin, who were making more refined, and oil shale, and tar sands, even uranium, who's a rare individual. Our relationship with geothermal steam is looking up, and above all is one of our brighter friends. Chevron's working with all of them to develop alternate energy sources for you and your friends.
That's my team, the Oakland Raiders. And I'm Mark Van Egan. I want to show you a special part of Oakland. It's called Oak Center. Some of the houses here were built during the gold rush. After the war, Oak Center was a slum. They wanted to tear it down, but the people who live here said, no, these are our homes, we'll bring them back to life. And that's what they did. They stayed and restored their homes themselves. Many times, both parents had to work. When you have young children, that's hard. That's why United Way daycare centers and people like Helen Nelson are so important.
Yeah, don't throw sand on one another.
Helen's almost a grandmother to these kids. And while she takes care of them, their parents can work to better their lives.
Can you hear Carl?
Through our daycare centers, United Way helps people help themselves. It works that way in your town, too. Thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
It's a public service by the National Football League. As we start the second half now, Benny Ricardo will kick off. Whittington and Hart are deep to receive it for the Oakland Raiders. This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning in Oakland, and Ricardo runs right by the ball.
I tell you, he's getting a little snake bit up there, Lindsey. The last one he slipped down on, and now he almost kicked that football at quick thinking. I tell you, that ball wouldn't have gone about 15 or 20 yards if he would have followed through with the kick. Watch this now. Right there, the ball falls off the tee. And I tell you, very quick thinking, he's going to get another shot.
Pete Van Zyk was up there to say, that ball belongs to me. He wanted it. They tee it up again at the 35. Detroit's leading 14-13 as we start the second half.
Detroit would have had an onside kick whether they liked it or not.
So if at first you don't succeed, try again. It's high and fairly short. Whittington at the 18 to the 20, 25, 30, and Whittington fumbled the ball. Whittington fumbled the ball, but Oakland retains possession at the 33.
The ball rolled out of bounds.
Dan Gray.
This is Dan Gray of the special teams for Detroit. And he's what they call the second wave. That means he can't keep up with the first wave. He hits Whittington right here. Ball now slides out of bounds.
First and 10 as Kenny Stabler brings them up now. Stabler. Penalty markers everywhere, and it's intercepted at the 45 to the 50, 45. Bruce Rhodes returned it. He fumbled. Oakland has got the football, and how do you like all of this? It'll take a while to straighten this one out. Oakland got the ball finally. They began with it and ended with it, but there's a penalty marker in between. Casper got the ball.
2 or 3 flags. Bruce Rhodes, who's starting in place of Jimmy Allen here in the second half. Stabler moves to his left. Now watch the deflection right there. That's 59, Charlie Weaver. Bounces off of Weaver's hands, and Rhodes, deep in his safety position, comes up with the interception. Meanwhile, there are 2 or 3 flags down. Now right here, Rhodes is stripped of the football, and Oakland has the football back. Now let's check out the penalties. Dave Casper stripped him.
21, decline a penalty. It's first down.
Defense, an illegal shot on Walt Williams, but it's declined because Oakland wants the football where they have it at the 38-yard line. First and 10. Jimmy Allen has a knee injury, is out of action. Bruce Rhodes is playing that free safety for him. First and 10 at the 38-yard line. Now to sweep it with Mark Van Egan. Van Egan's at the 49-yard line. First and 10 as Luther Bradley bulldogged him there.
Good hard running by Van Egan.
Ball is near midfield and possession of the Oakland Raiders, who trail by 1 point in the ball game. They came into this game with a record of 7-4. Detroit came in 4-7. Cliff Branch is coming far to the left side, and Morris Bradshaw is going far to the right side. Running backs in an I formation. Stabler putting it up to Branch, and it is incomplete. Branch inside the 20. Luther Bradley, the defender.
He turned on the burners there at the last second. A great burst of speed. He almost got under it. And Cliff Branch, of course, only has caught 1 touchdown pass on the year, Lindsey, and this is very unusual for him. Dangerous, a deep threat as he is. He just throws the home run. Now watch Branch turn it on right off his hands. It would have been a great catch. Those are the kind of catches that people out here are used to seeing Cliff Branch make. And Denver scored a touchdown. Craig Martin to Haven Moses, a 14-yard to take a 7-3 lead third quarter.
Second down and 10 yards to go at the 49-yard line. Stapler. Penalty markers. Incomplete to Casper. O'Neal covering defensively.
Well, that's one Stabler liked back. He had Casper open. He threw it a little bit behind him. Newmoff's hot.
Oh, Newmoff really hot at the call.
Across the bay, the Rams 21, 49ers 7, third quarter.
Sure been right.
Defense holding number 50. That's a first down.
That's the reason Newmoff was hot. He's number 50. Ball is at the 46-yard line now. First and 10 for Oakland in Detroit territory.
Stabler was 6 out of 10 for 78 yards in that first half.
Stabler. And he's sacked. It's Big John Woodcock. Been playing that kind of football all year for the Detroit Lions. At the 43-yard line.
And he hasn't slacked up today. Woodcock been in on some very important tackles. Watch him. He's right over the right guard now. That's Mickey Marvin. He's out to the outside, makes a little spin, and Marvin looks like he's trying to cut him, but Woodcock keeps his balance. He keeps pursuing the quarterback, and he's got him.
An Oakland injury timeout for the moment now. There's an Oakland man injured, and he's getting assistance. And that is Mickey Marvin.
His right leg. I think it happened, Lindsay, when he was trying to make the cut on Woodcock.
It'll be 2nd and 21 at the 43. Steve Sylvester's in there now at that guard for Marvin.
I'll tell you, they've been hurt in the offensive line. They only have 2 men listed as backup offensive linemen. One is Lindsey Mason, a rookie, and the other one's Steve Sylvester. So they've got 1 man left now.
Stabler. And again,
Baker.
It was Al Baker, the big number 60, with help from Woodcock and Purifoy.
There's a little jawing going on.
It's marked at the 35-yard line. We'll make it 3rd and 29 at the 35.
There was always a lot of talk when the Packers played the Lions. You mentioned it. Talk about Thanksgiving Day. The Lions hated the Packers, no question. And I can remember Alex Karras and Roger Brown didn't say too much, but Karras and Joe Schmidt, Wayne Walker, who incidentally works out here in the San Francisco area, they would talk to you, boy. They'd holler, make a bad play, you knew about it.
3rd down and 29 yards to go for Stabler. And he's got Biletnikoff in there now. Biletnikoff is on the field. And it is completed, taken by Bradshaw. Morris Bradshaw. Ed O'Neill was there. Casper went out and took a turn and skidded badly. So now on 4th down, the punting unit is in. Ray Guy is in to do the punting. Fred Scott retreats. Luther Brewer is upfield in tandem.
12-yard pickup on that pass. Now Ray Guy, who's averaged over 50 yards in the first half, he'll get his shot here. He's a beauty to watch. There's Ray Guy, and then there's punters.
You're right. There are 2 categories, Ray Guy and then all the rest of them.
Look at this.
Fair catch signal goes up, but he'll let it go, and Bino run back, and it'll be down at the 3-yard line.
He's something.
So Detroit gets the ball, but to get it deep in their own territory, it's at the 4-yard line, 1st and 10.
You know, I was talking to Al Davis. I said, Al, that might have been the best number 1 draft choice you ever made. He said, well, Gene Upshaw wasn't bad.
Sir, excuse me. You just bought a new maintenance-free Firestone Forever battery. How come?
Well, the warranty. You see, if this battery ever fails to hold a charge for the original owner, that's me, in the car in which it was originally installed, right here, Firestone will replace it free with proof of purchase, provided it's not merely discharged or damaged due to accident or abuse. Oh, and I don't even have to put in water. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it sure does.
The Forever battery, now maintenance-free. This is Monument Valley, and today it greets the Budweiser Clydesdales, proud symbols of a beer whose unique, distinctive taste leads the way. Wherever you go in this great land, when you say Budweiser, you've said it all.
Thanksgiving Day at 3 p.m. on CBS Sports. See Jack Party's Washington Redskins knock heads with Tom Landry's Dallas Cowboys. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Under the umbrellas of Oakland, and Detroit has the ball 1st and 10 at the 4-yard line. Detroit also has a 1-point lead. Anderson, the quarterback. King and Bussey are the setbacks. Bussey. But only for a yard, and it's 2nd and 9 at the 5. Bill Villapiano from Bowling Green and Ted Hendricks from Miami made the stop.
And Denver, trailing 3-0 at halftime, has put 2 touchdowns on the board in the third quarter, 14-3.
Denver and Oakland, of course, started today all even. And the Western Division of the American Football Conference with identical records of 7-4. Gaines is in there now. King's out. They've been alternating all day long. 2nd and 9.
Boy, they need a first down badly.
Instead, they just leave it on the ground and try to wedge him out up there. It was Dexter Bussey carrying.
And the rain continues to come down steadily. I tell you, this is a wet field. And when you're backed up against your own goal line, Lindsey, you try to just punch it out. Try to control that line of scrimmage and get a big first down. It's going to bring up 3rd, and they're going to need a lot.
Center Larry Terry is still on the ground for Detroit, and he is getting attention. So this is a Detroit injury time out here for attention to the center, Larry Terry, the rookie from Wake Forest.
They've got 2 men backing up at center, Carl Chandler and John Sokoloski.
It'll be 3rd and 7 at the 7 when play is resumed here. And we have 11 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
So it'll be Carl Chandler now has checked in that offensive group. He's a 5-year man from Princeton, good size, 6'5", 250.
It is raining steadily. It has rained throughout the course of this ball game here in Oakland this afternoon. Larry Terry's gone out of the ball game at center for Detroit, replaced by Carl Chandler. The report on Mickey Marvin of Oakland is that he went out with a pulled hamstring moments ago, and his return is doubtful. 3rd and 7 at the 7. Fans are exhorting the defense of the Oakland Raiders on this Detroit 3rd down. Danielson from the end zone. And it's incomplete at the 10-yard line. That will bring the punting unit on. Tried to get it to David Hill. Covering was Willie Hall, and so now it is Tom Skladany, and he'll be punting from his own end zone, and Neil Cozy, a fine punt return man, is dropping back, and the Oakland Raiders figure to get excellent field position out of this.
And it should be credited to Ray Guy with that beautiful punt for 49 yards. It dropped dead inside the 5-yard line.
Skladany is waiting for the snap. Cozy standing at the 45-yard line of the Detroit Lions.
Let's see if they try to block a 10-man rush, it looks like.
Cozy, it hits at the 45. There will be no run back. It's down at the 47-yard line. Oakland starts 1st and 10 at the Detroit 47. 40-yard punt by Skladany. So we have 10:27 remaining to be played in the third quarter. Oakland 13, Detroit 14.
Not again. You okay?
Oh, I was running to rent a car, and this man was tying his shoelace, and just as I was about to jump over him, he stood up.
If you had an Avis Wizard number and a reservation, you could walk through airports. Just show your credit card, license, sign, and get your car.
Oh, good, let's go.
Avis, walk.
I'm walking through airports.
Avis now features GM cars.
Avis, we don't know another way. When you say Budweiser, when you say Bud, you said a lot of things nobody else can say. When you say Bud, you say you care enough to only want the king of beers. When you say Budweiser, you said it all.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see highlights of the LA Times 500, plus the world's strongest men competition. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Well, the Gulls are warming up. They sometimes move into the neighborhood in strength. It's 1st and 10 now for the Oakland Raiders. They have the ball at the Lions 47. Kenny Stabler. Leave it on the ground down to the 46-yard line. Van Egan carried. Doug English came up to make the stop. Mark Van Egan, number 30. Gain of a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 9 yards to go.
You know, I played in a golf tournament once with George Blanda this past year, and I was talking to George about Ken Stabler. And Lindsay, he said, you know, when this kid came up, he really couldn't throw the football that well. He didn't have that strong arm, and he worked with weights. And it's really paid off for him. He's got the good arm. He throws it so straight.
Well, it was Luther Bradley who deflected it incomplete there, and it'll be 3rd and 9. What did Blanda have to say about Walter Camp? What kind of ball player was he?
Oh, one of the all-time great ones. I tell you, he plays in more golf tournaments around the country than any athlete I've ever known. He's scoring at all times. Blanda, of course, never thought he should have been retired.
Biletnikoff comes in, and Biletnikoff gets a hand as he shows up here now. They got 3 wide receivers on the field on a 3rd and 9. Biletnikoff's right. Bradshaw's the slot right. Branch is left. Penalty marker. And it's the tight end, Casper. Casper took it at the 29. Now there's a penalty marker.
Well, what a great concentration for Dave Casper. It went right close to the arms of Ed O'Neill, the middle linebacker. A great pitch. Is it going to bring it back?
Well, we'll find out right here.
Defense offside, decline the penalty. First down.
Naturally, they're going to decline it. A pickup of 16 yards, Lindsay. It's going to be a first down, Oakland. And again, it was just a great pitch. It came very close to Ed O'Neill, the middle linebacker. And I thought the great move on the play was Dave Casper concentrating on the football. He never took his eyes off of it. That pass could have been dropped very easily.
1st and 10 at the 29. Branch and Biletnikoff are the wide receivers in the game. Now they're double to the right side. But it's Van Egan. And Van Egan gets to the 24-yard line before Neumoff comes in with Woodcock to stop him there. Gain of 5 on the play will make it 2nd down and 5 yards to go for the Oakland Raiders.
Casper leads all the tight ends in the National Football League in receiving. He's caught 43 now for over 600 yards. He's caught 3 today for about 60.
Biletnikoff goes to a wide right. Branch comes to a wide left. 2nd down and 5. Oakland at the Detroit 24-yard line in the 3rd quarter. And again, it is speed to the outside this time. And Rhodes is there on the tackle of Whittington. Whittington skidding into the mud, and it's going to be taken to the inbounds marker and marked.
Now it's off the left side again. Now watch the blocking up, Shaw and Archell. Whittington, 12-yard pickup. A good pickup by the fullback, Mark Van Egan, on a good block. Whittington slides to the outside. Bruce Rhodes finally comes up and collars him.
1st and 10 now for the Oakland Raiders at the 12-yard line. Harold Hart is coming to the ball game, and Arthur Whittington has come out. So it is Hart and Van Egan. Stabler.
Branch.
Throws. And it's taken at the 1-yard line by Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch. Touchdown. It's Mark Van Egan who had the ball.
That's the 2nd time this afternoon he's recovered a fumble. I saw Cliff Branch on a crossing pattern from the left side. He's open for that split second, and right on the button is Ken Stabler. He's looking right now. He comes back over and finds Cliff Branch right here. He makes the reception. That's Luther Bradley. Now, he got hit about the 1-yard line. Was it? They ruled it a completion, Lindsay.
That's right, loose ball.
And look,
Mark Van Egan got it.
Mark Van Egan just slides from about the 3-yard line, and he got a hold of the football for the 6.
Errol Matt, who missed one earlier this afternoon, is attempting a conversion. Puts it down, and it's booted up by Mann, and it's good. It is good, and so the Oakland Raiders have recaptured the lead here. With 8 minutes, 52 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, the score is Oakland 20 and Detroit 14.
For those parents who realize that $600 isn't too much to spend to expand their child's world, Radio Shack has the perfect gift. TRS-80 computer, the most significant investment a parent can make. Programs for your child's education or your business, finance, and home use. Let your children discover tomorrow's technology today. The TRS-80, the biggest name in little computers. Only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
Introducing a whole new breed of Mustang.
the all-new 79 Mustang from Ford. With a new aerodynamic design, precise handling, and Mustang performance from options of V6, V8, even a turbocharged engine. Mustang for 79, the new breed in 2-door and 3-door models. Capture one at your Ford dealer now.
John Madden, recognized as one of the fine coaches in the National Football League. In his early years, of course, he lived in the shadow of Al Davis, a considerable shadow, but now it's going to be recognized as one of the fine football coaches.
And he celebrated his 100th victory last week at the best percentage of any winning coach that had 100 wins in the history of this game. His winning percentage, Lindsay, 77%.
Ray Guy will kick it off. Callicutt and Kane are deep for the Detroit Lions. Again high and sort of short, and Kane moves up, and he's got it at the 18, 20, 25. Kane spins across the 30 and is stopped at the 33-yard line. So there the Lions start 1st and 10. Pete Banaszak was downfield, make the tackle for the Oakland Raiders. So now can the Detroit Lions move the ball against the defense of the Oakland Raiders? Offsides against the Oakland Raiders on the kickoff. The Lions want it there, or they want it kicked over again?
I think they would take it right there.
I think I would. 33-yard line is not bad field position. That's it. David Hill says we want it there.
Offside, decline a penalty. That's 1st down.
Gary Danielson in that huddle quarterbacking these Detroit Lions. Bussey and King are the setbacks. Danielson. Screen right. Horace King out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Bill Villapiano ran him out.
Danielson 8 out of 12 now for 107 yards. 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
2nd down and 5 yards to go. Detroit at their 38-yard line. Kane has come in now, and Dexter Bussey's come off the field. Kane and King. Luther Blue in motion across. Anderson. John Matusak got the sack for Matusak.
Big John, 6'7", 275 pounds. There it is, and it wasn't so much the offensive blocking here. I think everybody was covered downfield off this play action, and Danielson had nowhere to go. Now he's got time right here to throw the football. Everybody's covered. Now he's in trouble. 74 Brad Oates finally loses the block on defensive left end John Matusak, who gets credit for the sack.
Danielson kept waiting, hoping Luther Brew could clear, and he never did, and he waited too long. So it's 3rd and 13 at the 28-yard line. Danielson. Well, this is batted down by Matusak. Matusak got a big hand on that one. It's an incompleted pass, is all. 4th and 13, and that will bring on the punting unit now, led by Tom Skladany for Detroit.
4th quarter scores, Denver 14, Green Bay 3. San Francisco trails the Rams by 7, and it's Pittsburgh over the Cincinnati Bengals by 1, 7-6.
And across the bay.
There it is, 21-14. 7-6, a 1-point lead for the Steelers.
Neil Cozy is deep to take the kick from Skladany. They are in punt formation. Cozy in full flight at the 38, 40, 45, 47-yard line before he's pushed back. They'll start 1st and 10 at the 47. 34-yard punt by Skladany. Tony Dakin made the tackle. Well, tonight on CBS, you can start the evening with the always fascinating 60 Minutes.
60 Minutes, probably, I think, the best show on television. Then comes what? All in the Family, Alice, And Lucy goes to Nashville, down in your territory, Lindsay.
Down to the Grand Ole Opry. The intense drama on Dallas rounds out the evening. You can catch it all on CBS tonight. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Big opener for Van Egan, and he's across to the 40-yard line of Detroit. Mark Van Egan, Mike Burns brought him down.
Well, he's a tough kid. Mark Van Egan, 13 yards straight up, just zone blocking up front. And Van Egan just got a little hole, and he runs hard.
Marked at the 42-yard line, where it's a 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Oakland Raiders. So once again, seem to be on the march, Morris. Bradshaw and Cliff Branch are double to the right side for Kenny Stabler. Stabler. And it's Casper. Casper in contact with Neumoff at the time.
Again, an Oakland trait. Stabler leading the receiver. Even though he's covered, he let him so he could come back for the football. It's almost impossible to defend when you got a receiver behind you, and Casper came back for it. Instead of a sack, maybe of a loss of 8 or 9 yards, they picked up 6.
So it's 2nd down and 4 yards to go at the 36-yard line of Detroit. Price to the left side, Bradshaw to the right side. Van Egan to the 32-yard line. Woodcock and Baker made the tackle.
Let's take a look at Baker. There's that Archell. He's on the inside. They've got a little double stack over here. Al Baker sheds his man and goes back to the inside and is in on the tackle. Hold on, Al. He's got a hold of his arm, and Mark Van Egan very wisely held on to that football.
3rd down and less than a yard to go at the 32-yard line. They got the 3 tight end alignment in there now for Oakland.
They do have play action off of this. There it is.
Stabler. And he throws it complete. And it's the 1st down at the 21-yard line. Rhodes making the tackle on Raymond Chester. Raymond Chester.
I don't know if the defense can pick this up, Lindsay, but he was in the huddle just a little bit too long to be calling a running play. And you could almost sense that they might throw a little play action here. There it is. A lot of tight ends in that football game. Now Chester releases from the right side, almost like a little delay, and he's got a linebacker to beat, and Chester can beat any linebacker.
So it is 1st down and 10 yards to go. And the ball is at the 20-yard line. A pickup of 13 yards on that play. Oakland is leading by a score of 20-14. 5:42 left in the 3rd quarter. Van Egan, Mark Van Egan is inside the 15-yard line at the 14. Picked up 6 on the play at 2nd down and 4. Dave Purifoy made the tackle. The Oakland Raiders started the day tied with Denver for the top spot in the Western Division of the AFC. Took an early lead in this ball game, then saw it vanish as Detroit came on to take a halftime lead of 14-13. 2nd down, 4 yards to go here, and the ball is at the 14-yard line of Detroit. Van Egan just trying to get to the fifth. There's a penalty marker. There is a penalty marker on the play.
Well, Van Egan having a great afternoon. It looks as if this is the kind of turf that I think he might enjoy, Lindsay. It's a slippery turf. He doesn't have great speed, but he's a real hard runner.
Personal foul against Detroit. He had picked up the 1st down as he got inside the 10-yard line.
He's got 19 carries for about 70 yards and all 3 of Oakland's touchdowns this afternoon.
It's going to make it 1st down and goal to go inside the 5-yard line. Ben Tripe.
Unnecessary roughness, defense number 25. That's a 1st down.
Our 25 is Horace King, and I don't think he plays defense for the Detroit Lions.
Oh, slight mix-up in the transmission of the numbers. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Van Egan to the 2-yard line. 2nd down and goal at the 2 for the Oakland Raiders. Ed O'Neill was there, the middle linebacker, to make the stop. Baker was there to lend assistance. 4 minutes, 43 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Hart and Van Egan are the setbacks in the ballgame just now for Oakland. The Rams are leading San Francisco 28-14 in the fourth quarter. Stabler, penalty marker, and Casper, touchdown, but there is a marker. Casper took it, kept his feet in, but there is a marker.
And the marker is in the end zone on the right side. So let's check it out.
Offsides against Detroit, decline, touchdown.
And this is Casper's 9th touchdown of the year, folks. His 8th catching a pass. And Kenny Stabler looked like his favorite receiver. Watch him lob it up beautifully for Casper in the corner of the end zone. From ground level, let's take another look. Play action again. He kept his other tight end on the right inside the block, and Casper beat Ed O'Neill, the middle linebacker, for the 6.
And now, as Hum holds, Errol Mann was attempt the conversion. Hum puts it down, and it's booted up by Errol Mann. It's good.
There's a flag down, Lindsay.
There's a penalty marker on the conversion.
Probably be assessed against Detroit on the kickoff.
Personal foul running into the kicker. Its point is good. We penalize on the kickoff.
Now here's the kick. Errol Mann goes forward. Here's a kick in the anxious. And of course, it's a slippery field. He couldn't stop his momentum. It's Mike Burns, number 29.
So now, with 4 minutes, 19 seconds left to play in the third quarter, it is Oakland 27 and Detroit 14. Well, tomorrow night on CBS, CBS roars out of the gate with Bobby Vinton's Rock and Rollers, a fast-moving special with Penny Marshall and Eric Estrada and Soccer Channing.
Then stay tuned for an hour of great comedy with MASH, One Day at a Time.
Capping the evening, Lou Grant, a powerful drama that features the Reverend Jesse Jackson and a special guest appearance. That's all on CBS tomorrow night. It's going to be now Ray Guy kicking off. Rick Kane has dropped back with Ken Callicutt to receive it for the Detroit Lions, as Oakland has taken a 27-14 lead, scoring twice here in the third quarter. There is the scoring drive. Kept the ball 3:33. Ray Guy booms it. Callicutt, 5 yards deep, will not run it out. Kane gets in front of him and says, don't do it. It'll be put in play 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Touchback. So now the Detroit Lions will start to see if they can move the football. Get back into contention in this game with 4:13 left to play in the third quarter. Danielson brings them up. Bussey and King of the setback. That's King. Horace King is carrying. 30-yard line and on to the 35 and out of bounds. Run out by Jack Tatum.
Another
penalty marker.
15 yards pickup on the little sweep around the left side.
In the fourth quarter, the Rams 28 and the 49ers 21.
And Dave Williams has returned a kickoff for 89 yards across the bay for the 49ers to get them back within 7.
This penalty is being marked off against the Oakland Raiders, and it is a big one. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Detroit Lions, and they have the ball at the 50-yard line.
Oh, the Zebras are busy today.
Unnecessary roughness, number 32 on a defense. That's a first down.
And 32 is rough anyway, Jack Tatum.
That's Tatum backpedaling there as Danielson comes up for the Detroit Lions. Bussey. Bessie to the 46-yard line. Ted Hendricks in to make the tackle. After a gain of 4, it's 2nd down and 6.
Well, Detroit needs to put the same kind of performance on that they had in the first half, Lindsey. Oakland put 2 touchdowns on the board to open up the scoring, then Detroit came back with 2.
Here are the penalties up to this point. Detroit's had 10 for 58. Oakland's had 9 for 9. That's only 19 penalties.
We still got 3:36 to go, third quarter.
We've only just begun. Anderson. Diving catch.
Good catch.
Freddie Scott made the catch at the 30-yard line. Lester Hayes, the defender.
This is the kind of play I think everybody's talking about, whether they need assistance with instant replay, Lindsey. This referee was right into the back of Freddie Scott. Now, he really couldn't see whether he caught the football or not. We've got a better vantage point. Now, even from our vantage point up here, we couldn't tell if the ball touched the ground or not.
It's almost impossible to tell about the short hop, even if you're looking directly at it. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Scott goes far to the left side. Danielson over the middle and complete. Dexter Bessie takes it inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Hendricks and Johnson makes the tackle.
I think the Lions need a little adversity before they wake up. As I said, the Oakland Raiders put 2 touchdowns on the board. They came back with 2 to go in front. Now in the second half, Oakland scored 2 touchdowns, and the Lions are come roaring back.
And there comes Rick Kane into the ball game with word from the command post, and Dexter Bessie is going out.
16-yard pickup on that last play.
1st and 10 Lions at the Oakland 14. Motion across. That's Kane. Pulled down just about the line of scrimmage by Charlie Phillips.
Oh, Sistrunk almost made a good play from his nose guard position. He almost got the back behind the line of scrimmage. See if we can pick it up. Watch Otis Sistrunk. Here goes Kane around the left side. Here comes Sistrunk. Reaches out. Got a hold of him, but slipped loose.
Make it 2nd down and 9 at the 13-yard line. Freddie Scott far to the left side. Danielson.
Too far.
And it's too far, incomplete. Trying to get it down there to David Hill. It's 3rd and 9 at the 13-yard line. Clock is stopped with 1 minute 9 seconds left in the third quarter. Danielson waiting for the word, and he's going to get it right here as Gaines brings it in. Lawrence Gaines. 3rd and 9, Detroit at the Oakland 13. Oakland leading 27 to 14. Danielson. Incomplete. In the end zone.
Well, Freddie Scott was open, and Danielson is not too happy with that throw. Look at him. He had Freddie Scott open, and he just missed him.
He stays in the hole now. Well, look what's going on at Candlestick Park across the bay. The 49ers are back again. It's all tied. Rams 28, 49ers 28 in the fourth quarter.
Well, the Rams scored on an interception, then the 49ers came back with the kickoff, ran it back. Paul Hofer has now scored from 3 yards out, and it's all tied.
30-yarder by Ricardo, and it is good. Vinny Ricardo with a 30-yard field goal puts Detroit on the board, and the score is now Oakland 27, Detroit 17, and we have slightly more than 1 minute remaining to be played in the third quarter of this ball game, or exactly 1 minute remaining to be played in the third quarter. Well, Tuesday and Wednesday nights, The Parrot. Right here on CBS, Franco Nero has an all-star cast in a special 2-part CBS movie spectacular, Harold Robbins' The Parrot.
Oh, there'll be some pretty ladies in that one.
Well, it's Paul Horney's kind of a story of beautiful women, oil-rich deserts, and the kidnapping that shook the world. See The Parrot, Tuesday and Wednesday evenings at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Well, What I need is about 6 oil wells.
Cardo is cleaning off his shoe preparatory to kicking off now. He's it up at the 35-yard line. Arthur Whittington and Harold Harder deep to receive it for the Oakland Raiders. As the scoring drive of the Detroit Lions.
Hard along with Whittington deep.
There were 54,422 tickets sold today. Tickets used on a rainy day, 44,517. 9,909 no-shows.
This place is sold out before the season starts.
Whittington at the 15 to the 20 to the 25. Well, the struggle continues all the way up to the 32-yard line. It was Bill Gay downfield on the tackle.
And that's where they're going to mark it. Stabler, 12 out of 18 for 138 yards and 1 touchdown.
Filipiano along the sideline. First and 10 Raiders at their 32. Taken to the 33 by Whittington, and Purifoy and Woodcock made the tackle. Gain of a yard makes it 2nd down and 9. We have now exactly 30 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. Van Egan and Whittington in the I formation. Whittington to the 37.
Good tackle by Mike Burns up from his safety position.
Gain of 4 makes it 3rd and 5. Paul Newmoff assisting. 1 second remaining, and that's that. Time has run out.
Burns has got a cramp in his leg.
So that's the end of the third quarter here in Oakland with the score. The Raiders 27, Detroit 17. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Tonight, it's Lucy, funnier than ever, kicking up her heels and singing up a storm at the Grand Ole Opry. Lucy comes to Nashville. Tonight at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
Ted Hendricks in a pensive pose in the rain
Oh,
in
he's
Oakland.
a beauty. I see him down in Miami a lot in the offseason. Of course, he played football down there. I told him if he didn't play good today, we're really going to rip him up on the air. And he said, don't say that. My fans in Green Bay get hot.
As we start the fourth quarter, this is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning, and Oakland is leading in the game by a score of 27-17, and they have the ball 3rd down and 5 yards to go at their own 37-yard line. And just now, Burns is being assisted off the field over to the Detroit sideline, which is the cause for the delay in getting the fourth quarter underway.
1942 win. Mike Burns up for the Lions.
Reggie Pinckney has come into the ball game now as Burns has come off. Third down and 5 yards to go. Lone setback is Van Egan. Stabler, and it was incomplete. Although Van Egan tried a little Academy Award work, it was an incompleted pass as he tried a little acting to gather the ball in.
From the end zone, they had a double delay here over the middle. Casper was covered, so he goes to Van Egan. Now, what they were brewing for, you could see very easily the incompletion, but they figured that might have been piling on, but he wasn't touched until that time. That was Charlie Weaver.
So Ray Guy is back in deep punt formation, and once again, Freddie Scott is out back to field it for the Detroit Lions. Kick from Ray Guy.
He's something.
At the 11-yard line. Scott has it to the 15 penalty marker. as he got to the 18-yard line, there is a marker on the run back.
52-yard punt.
Januzak downfield on the tackle.
And he kicks it so high, Lindsey.
Clipping on the run back.
His punting has put the Lions inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5 twice. You count this, and inside the 10-yard line on 3 or 4
Personal
occasions.
foul, clipping number 27 on the run back.
Luther Bradley on the run back. So it'll be 1st and 10 now at the 7-yard line. Danielson. Horace King. Nowhere. John Matusak along with Phil Villapiano.
'58 Monty Johnson picked up Matusak and shook him. Watch this. Matusak goes to the inside of the blocks and the tackle misses him completely. Sticks his big right arm out and there's nowhere to go.
So it is 2nd down and 13 yards to go. And the ball back at the 4. Danielson from the end zone. And he overthrows Luther Blue. It'll be 3rd and 13. Charles Phillips covering defensively. Gary Danielson slowly arising.
Everybody was covered. He threw it out of bounds on purpose.
Third down play coming for the Detroit Lions. Well, he's going to call timeout. Danielson's going to call timeout. A little confusion there in the huddle, and the Lions are spending a timeout. Anderson goes over to the sideline to confer with Monty Clark and staff.
Might need that one later on. Well, I sure don't like to take that timeout, Lindsey.
So it's 27-17, and we have 13:55 to play.
I'm John Kelly, a tire engineer, and this is the Firestone 721 radio, a tire we have so much confidence in, we're backing every 721 sold for the rest of this year with this guarantee. If a Firestone 721 becomes unserviceable within 2 years because of defects in workmanship or materials, we'll replace it free. Only road hazard and in-service abuse are excluded. The Firestone 721. We're so confident we guarantee them for 2 full years.
Looky there, little fella. Big Ed with an itty-bitty can of Budweiser.
Ah, yes, it's straight from the horse's mouth. But seriously, folks, we call it the Bud Half Pint. It's 8 easy-tasting ounces of the king of beers. It's perfect when you want a lot of quality, a little at a time. When you say Bud Half Pint, you've said it all.
Wrong, Eduardo. You've said it short.
How come I'm always the straight man?
Well, a lot of coaches don't want to hear from me when it's 3rd and 13 at the 3-yard line, but here are the Detroit Lions now. We're ready to go. Danielson. And it's a safety, a 2-pointer. He's dropped by Villapiano. You saw Villapiano anxious to get a start on the snap, and he got in for the safety on Danielson. 29-17 is the score. A safety.
Villapiano always lines up on the weak side. By that I mean away from the tight end. Right here we see Villapiano on a delayed blitz. He comes in and Danielson gets caught for 2 points.
Ford introduces a new wagon for the American road. The all-new LTD Country Squire for $79. A new wagon with more driver convenience, more handling ease, more window area, and more passenger room than last year's Country Squire.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
The Ford LTD Country Squire for $79. See it at your Ford dealer now.
On American Airlines, you get what you pay for. As a full fare passenger, only you can select a seat when you make your reservation. You can select seats for your whole trip, including connections and your flight back home. And you can get all your boarding passes at once to avoid all those lines. On American, you finally get the full fare treatment you deserve. You get what you pay for.
We're American Airlines, doing what we do best.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Following the safety now, Stodania will put the ball in play with a free kick. It must be kicked inside the 20-yard line, and he's going to punt it. He has a choice of punter placement. Neil Colsey at the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 49-yard line. As Colsey was pushed back. So Oakland starts again from excellent position. Tony Dakin again downfield.
Speaking of safeties, Lindsey, Denver has recorded a safety. Lyle Azedo has tackled the Green Bay quarterback. So it's now Denver 16, Green Bay 3.
Tony Dakin heading for the sideline. Tough man on the special teams. Ball is spotted just short of the 50-yard line, and there it is, Denver 16, Green Bay 3. Whittington to the 48-yard line for 2. John Woodcock made the tackle. Second down and 8 yards to go for the Oakland Raiders. Oakland and Denver started the day tied for the lead in the Western Division of the AFC, and if they both maintain the leads they presently have, they'll be tied at day's end.
Well, with the 2 points, Oakland has forced Detroit into almost certainly going for the touchdown now instead of the field goal.
Whittington to the 45-yard line. Picked up 3. It'll be third down and 5 yards to go. Doug English made the tackle along with Reggie Pinckney for the Detroit Lions. Double tight end alignment in there right now for the Oakland Raiders. Third down and 5 yards to go. Stabler. And it is complete at the 33-yard line. Cliff Branch with Walt Williams hanging on.
A beautiful bullet by Kenny Stabler. Good coverage. It just put the football right in between the receiver and the defensive man. 11-yard pickup for the first down. Stabler, good protection again. He just waits for Branch to do a little turn in.
Now Pete Banaszak is coming to the lineup for the Oakland Raiders. First and 10. They have the ball at the 34-yard line. Van Egan and Banaszak are the setback. Van Egan to the 30-yard line. Again, a 4 on the play. Makes it second down and 6 yards to go. And now, fist to fly. Order is quickly restored. Art Shell and Doug English.
2 number 78s going at it. There's English right there, left of your screen. Gave Archell a little pop. And you don't shove Archell around.
It'll be second down coming now.
I never saw a guy in my life hurt in a fight out there. Can you imagine trying to hurt somebody? They got 8 pounds of helmet, mask, tape all over their hands, shoulder pads.
If there's a raw rookie on the field, you can always find him because he'll take his helmet off. Second down and 6 yards to go. Whittington has the ball. From behind, he's brought down at the 28. It was English and Woodcock. And a Detroit injury on the play. And that is Charlie Weaver. So an injury timeout as Weaver gets attention. So, with 11 minutes remaining to be played in the game, it's 29-17 Oakland.
From New York to Chicago, an evening with friends can be magic.
Beer makes it
What are you
good.
drinking?
There's no debate.
Show us a trick, Charlie.
Beer makes it good. Schlitz makes it great.
11 million times a day, America reaches for a Schlitz.
Since 1849, there's no debate. When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer. Schlitz makes it great.
Inspector, I have the clues.
You have the clues?
Meet me in a silver Mercedes outside.
Mercedes. 79 Ford Granada, an American classic, sometimes confused with a Mercedes.
Inspector, where are you?
I'm in the car.
I'm in the car.
You in the car?
Are you sure you're in a Mercedes?
One good way to tell Granada is by its sticker price.
Ah, that's a Granada, you fool!
Of course, I can see that.
Well, that lone girl's getting a lot of mileage. And we're ready to go with less than 11 minutes to play in this game. Van Egan has rushed 21 times for 78 yards. Whittington 15 times for 57 yards. It is 3rd down and 5 yards to go at the Detroit 29. As Stabler retreats, sets up, throws the football incomplete. Trying to get a crossing pattern to Raymond Chester.
Oh, he was wide open. Little square out pattern to the tight end. Raymond Chester was wide open, and you won't see that too often. Stabler missed him. Was not under pressure. He just made a bad pitch.
Fans are saying, go, go. It's 4th down and 5 yards to go. Stabler's going to stay in there, and that means they're going to go. As information is being brought in now. 4th down and 5 at the Detroit 29. Oakland has a 10-point lead. There's a little more than 10 and a half minutes to play in the game. Lone setback is Van Egan. Stabler. And it's incomplete, and the ball goes over on downs. Detroit takes over 1st and 10 at the Lions' 29-yard line.
And again, Casper was open that time. Last 2 passes, Kinney was not close to the target.
So trailing now by 12 points, including the safety, a 12-point disadvantage. Detroit will get the football.
I may have a bar in my office, but Lawson has a Sony.
Darn. I thought they were going to give me a Sony.
Most people feel very special about Sony Trinitron Color TVs, probably because Sony Trinitron Color TVs are very special. You see, it's not just a TV, it's a Sony.
Dad, I have a date coming over tonight. Can I borrow the Sony?
Introducing Hertz takeoff rates. Save up to 35% on the average weekday rental when you take off Thursday through Sunday for a minimum of 2 to 3 days. Take off in a subcompact for only $13.95 a day. Fairmont's $15.95. Granada $17.95. Thunderbirds $21.95 a day. All with no charge for mileage. There are some restrictions, so check with Hertz. Take off next weekend with Hertz low takeoff rates.
Get ready for Bobby Vinton's Rock and Rollers with Penny Marshall, Eric Estrada, and more. It's dance, it's roller skating, it's madness like Grease on Wheels. Coming November 20th.
Oakland 29, Detroit 17 in the 4th quarter. 1st down, Oakland 23, Detroit 12. Detroit in possession now. Danielson still the quarterback. Throws a screen, and it is taken by King, and he's across the 30, popped once, and advances. Stopped at the 33-yard line by Monty Jackson.
He got a good pop by Willie Hall then. Went right through the screen, almost made a great tackle. But he slowed it up.
Picked up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 now for the Detroit Lions as Rick Kane comes in, number 32.
Well, they need a big play in this drive, Lindsay, to put something on that board. Put a 7 points on the board, and we've got ourselves a dandy heading down to the final.
Eddie Scott's far to the left side. They move David Hill over to the right side. Luther Blue in motion across. Freddie Scott's got it. In Oakland territory at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10, Detroit. Jack Tatum made the hit.
Well, it's a good catch, but it was also a great pitch by that man right there. Gary Danielson really fired it right on the nose, Lindsey. 19-yard pickup. I think Scott, is he still down?
I think he is, because the training staff is coming out. Eddie Scott, the man who made the catch, is getting attention.
Jesse Thompson did not even suit up today, so that leaves Leonard Thompson, a 4-year veteran from Oklahoma State, and he has checked in right now.
And the Gulls are getting in a little more action here now in the late afternoon at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Well, there'll be big doings here on CBS.
Moscow Circus and the Calgary Stampede, and then it's the International Women's Gymnastics. That's Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
When play is resumed now, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Detroit Lions, and they have the ball at the 47-yard line. Scott has caught 4 passes today for 88 yards for the Detroit Lions. Washington and Dallas, of course, on CBS on Thanksgiving Day. Redskins and the Cowboys.
And that's for the lead in the NFC Eastern Division. Both teams have 8-4 records. Here comes the reverse.
There's the reverse play. Luther Blue has the ball. Luther Blue, and he is spinning his way to the 41-yard line. Mike McCoy finally brought him down.
Otis Sistrunk almost got him behind the line of scrimmage. He smelled it immediately, Lindsey. You see him kick his foot there. Watch Sistrunk now. He's playing on the right side, right defensive end. He's got a good view of it. There's the handoff, and he tries to collar him and misses. And he gets the ball back up to the close to the 40-yard line.
Picked up 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Leave this one on the ground, and they're right at the sticks. Monty Johnson coming over to make the tackle on Horace King. Here's a final. Denver has defeated the Green Bay Packers by a score of 16-3. That's a final.
So that makes this a must game to keep pace with Denver. Oakland must hold on here in the 4th quarter.
1st and 10 for the Detroit Lions at the 37-yard line.
And next week, Lindsey, we're going to be doing a pretty good football game ourselves up in Green Bay. It'll be Minnesota and Green Bay, and both of them are tied for the lead.
I wanted to ask you, Paul, what does one wear to Green Bay this time of year?
Well, let's see. Mackinac would be formal wear in Green Bay, I think, at this time of the year.
1st and 10. Detroit Lions at the Oakland 37. Danielson going long, and Blue can't get it. That was Lester Hayes who made the move. Lester Hayes.
Here's the end of the play. Now watch, it happens to catch Mr. Blue just on the wrong foot. He couldn't jump up for the football, and Hayes was right there.
So it's 2nd and 10 at the 37. Leonard Thompson running a deep pattern as well that time. Thompson, you see there, number 39, he in place of Freddie Scott, who was injured.
He's got a pretty good arm. He looks like he's got a strong arm, Lindsey. He throws it with a little authority.
Luther Blue, motion across. Danielson. And it's incomplete. Penalty markers all over.
I tell you, Pat Toomey, the big veteran, 9 years out of Vanderbilt, caused that play to be incomplete. He was playing on the right side, outside, and he just smelled the screen all the way.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Ineligible receiver downfield.
Now let's take a look. Watch Toomey here. He's an old veteran. He just, all of a sudden he looks back and he sees those white jerseys kind of delay, and he comes out in the flat, and he causes this pass to be very high and incomplete. Homer Elias, number 61, probably was across the line of scrimmage.
Penalty marked off against.
An eligible man downfield on the offense, number 54. It's second down.
That's the center, Larry
Terry.
I think Elias is downfield also.
Second down and 20. Detroit at the Oakland 47. Danielson. And it's complete. Taken by David Hill. Going to be marked at the 44-yard line. Monty Johnson there. Here's a final. Pittsburgh has defeated Cincinnati by a final score of 7-6. Third down and 17 yards to go. Detroit at the Oakland 44. Oakland's leading 29-17. Danielson. Thompson.
Oh, he held on.
Diving catch.
What a catch.
Leonard Thompson gathered it in. It's first and 10 at the 24. Lester Hayes made the stop.
He had the football. Watch this. His arms were extended, Lindsey, and he really get popped. And normally, under normal circumstances, usually a receiver's going to drop this. Watch this. Now his arms are extended. Right here, he gets hit, and somehow he holds on to the football. A great catch.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lions. The ball is at the 24-yard line. They saw a little delay. Horace King trying to get to the outside, but Otis Sistrunk is there. And a yard, and it'll be second down and 9 at the 23.
And the clock continuing to kick down. It's under 6 minutes now. They've got to go for 7.
Gaines has come in, and King has gone out. Bussey's the other running back in the ball game right now. Danielson. Bussey incomplete. Bill Villapiano there. It'll be third down and 9 yards to go. Detroit at the Oakland 23. Kane is coming in with the next play. Rick Kane from San Jose State.
14 out of 24, 183 yards.
Well, it's dropped by Danielson.
Well, that's a tough one to lose, Lindsey. It was third down.
It was. It'll bring up fourth down. It'll be 4th and 11 at the 25.
It's up on the snap. You see Danielson right there. Does not have the football. Couldn't pick it up either, Lindsey, so he had to fall on top of it.
Well, they're trailing by 12, and so they have to go here on fourth down. 5 minutes left to play in the game. Fourth down, 11 yards to go. Detroit at the Oakland 25. Danielson. And incomplete in the end zone.
Beautiful pass.
Luther Blue.
It would have been a good catch, but Lindsey, those are the kind you're paid to make. He put it right there, and Luther Blue had to dive a little bit for the football, but it went right through his hand.
Ball goes over on down to Oakland. Raiders take it over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25.
It was a long, hard run, but I finally won. Now it's all behind. Got blue ribbon on my mind. I've got Pabst Blue Ribbon on my mind. More and more ladies
premium taste of Pabst. It's a lot to look forward to.
I've got Pabst Blue Ribbon on my mind.
Look, out on the road. It's a car. It's a Fiesta.
It's Wundercar, Ford Fiesta from Germany, with front-wheel drive and Michelin steel-belted radials for sure-footed traction. Fiesta, Wundercar, with responsive acceleration that's quick to the rescue. Fiesta, Wundercar, ready to go long distances on a gallon of gas. Wundercar, disguised as a Fiesta.
I like it, Clark.
So do I, Lois, at your Ford dealer.
Sir, your cape is showing.
At the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, this is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning, and we have 4 minutes 53 seconds remaining to be played in the game. Oakland is leading 29-17, and the Raiders have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They came in today tied with Denver for the top spot in the Western Division of the AFC. Identical records of 7-4. Denver has won its game today, having defeated the Green Bay Packers. The Raiders need a win to stay even. 1st and 10 at the 25. And Egan going straight up the middle, and he gets to the 27-yard line for 2, which will make it 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Baker and English on the tackle. Bradshaw checking in. Banaszak checking in. At the conclusion of the game, stations in the Detroit area will join 60 Minutes in progress. On the West Coast, 60 Minutes will be seen at its regular time. Whittington got to the 29-yard line for 2. It'll be 3rd down and 6 yards to go there. O'Neal and Newmop made the tackle for the Detroit Lions. And a timeout is taken here by the Detroit Lions. Tonight on CBS, you can start by looking at 60 Minutes, as we told you just a moment ago, what the conditions are. And then enjoy comedy, All in the Family and Alice.
And then Lucille Ball comes to Nashville, followed by Dallas.
That's all on CBS tonight. John Madden talking to Kenny Stabler along the sideline there. Well, you know, Paul, whenever the Oakland Raiders stumble a little bit early in the season, people start to count them out, and then late in the season, they count themselves back in.
Yes, sir. You know, Al Davis, I was talking to him before the football game. He's a very nervous, energetic type of guy.
The 22, it's 1st and 10.
And Phillips' 5th interception on the year. Well, Detroit, of course, has got to fly back to Detroit tonight and get ready in a hurry. They'll have an off day tomorrow. They play on Thanksgiving Day, only with 2 days practice against Denver. Here it is. I don't know if that was intended for David Hill or King down in the end zone, but it was an easy interception for Phillips.
Right at the goal line, he returned it to the 22-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They come up slowly. David Hum hits the deck. David Hum, the quarterback, hits the deck, and that will do it. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. That's going to run it out. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is it. The final score is Oakland 29, Detroit 17. This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.